Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 7th episode of Campaign 3 of Speedrunners and Dragons. My name is Adef, and I'll be your Dungeon Master tonight. Campaign 3 airs live on twitch.tv/Adef every other Monday night at 5 p.m. Eastern, and will feature returning faces, thrilling action, and stunning twists. Have you come to expect anything less from S&D? Joining us for Campaign 3 are Kung Fu Fruit Cup Patty, the Blacktastic Dangers, and Danny B. And I'm not wasting any time this week, everybody. We're getting right into things. You know, I figure we have the lead up stream is starting soon thing. Might as well just get cracking, and then we'll talk to our players once we get onto that screen. But last time on Speedrunners and Dragons, after escaping from Madison Square Garden, our heroes met up with Mamba and Justin, who is now fully all right, by the way, in Will's office building. Jameson returned from the battlefield covered in blood and holding Ryan's body. As everyone mourned and sat in silence, a shocking realization was made that Will's full name is William Williamsworth. Wowee. Then, Jameson explained the entirety of the story of how the Eight were founded, what their powers are, including Gillian's quiet thief, which allows him to steal brinks, and how their falling out happened. Riley and Gillian were attempting to summon an extra-dimensional brink being called Calegrio, so that Gillian could steal its power and do Lord knows what. Adriana revealed that Riley had a deal with a broker for an item necessary to complete the machine at a gala uptown the following evening. And Jameson told our group that they had a meeting with Steven atop the Empire State Building imminently. Additionally, he asked Lexi if they could transport B Division personnel to Hargrove headquarters so as to protect them. Our heroes met with Steven atop the best building in New York City, IMO, and learned of how he adventured to a different world, met similar heroes there, and the story that led them to where they are now. He was also shocked to hear of one of the brinks that Gillian had used, an ethereal bird that flew to Polly and back. This confirmed for Steven that Gillian had somehow been transported by Steven's brink to Lyceptia, and that he has now somehow returned to Earth. Steven gave our heroes rocks he had kept from Lyceptia and told them to sleep with the rocks in hand. Welcome to episode 7 of Campaign 3 of Speedrunners and Dragons. Hello, players. We are deep in now. Episode 7. We are over the mid-season hump. We are in the latter... Wait, is this episode 6 or 7? This is 7, right?
7.
I didn't get that wrong, right? Speedrun. I'm going to the YouTube channel. It's the only way I know.
It's 9.
It's 9? Yeah. All right, we're on episode 14, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. It is episode 7. Wow, yeah, then we're really trucking along on this thing. Episode 7 is deep in the this is the first campaign where I have every episode, like, I have bullet point blocked out of every episode that will happen.
This is the first time you've been organized, is what you're saying?
This is the first time I've been this organized, because after the first 3 episodes of this campaign, I was like, I don't think I'm doing very well. So I went in and, like, got more organized. Yeah, how's everybody feeling? We ready to jump back into things?
Feeling great.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Feeling great. Let's go, Danny.
That's great.
So if you'll recall, you had these rocks, these little pebbles, that were given to you by Steven that evidently were like inside his wounds from when he returned. And he told you to sort of sleep and meditate on them. And gamers in chat, if we could get some sleep emoticons of some kind, I know everybody's got one. Then let's get that in there, because we're going into the dream world, as it were. Let me get some music for you here. Okay. The perfect song. All right, so all of you have drifted off to sleep in your various ways. I think Polly taped his to his forehead, if I remember correctly.
You do?
So everybody is falling asleep in Hargrove headquarters in their own little, like, apartment rooms. And as you drift off to sleep, you have these crazy dreams that you're struggling to remember. Even as they're passing, they don't feel real. But then each of you slips into a very distinct, very memorable, and very real feeling dream. We'll do them one by one in classic Campaign 2 fashion. Let's start with Chance here. So Chance, you awaken and you smell the sea breeze. Yeah, you're doing a line of cocaine. Perfect. No, you smell the sea breeze and sea spray onto your face, and it's refreshing. And okay, maybe it doesn't. You don't like it. And you're aboard what looks to be a wooden ship. And the sun is a little blinding, and as you turn behind you and look up, you see a sail, a massive sail. And looking around you, it's just open ocean. And you feel, could you roll perception for me, actually?
Yes. That would be a 9.
Okay. You feel an aura behind you.
Okay. Do I turn to look at the aura?
You may, if you'd like to.
I may.
All right, you can and may and do. As you turn behind, you see a man leaning up against the railing of the ship, and he is sharpening with a whetstone a sort of like curved scimitar with a golden hilt, and he's wearing sort of like swashbuckling, very loose-fitting cloth shirt with tight-fit brown pants, and he has tan skin and like a very interesting eye color and sort of golden hair, and he's smoking a hand-rolled cigarette.
Can I steal the scimitar?
Yeah, you can walk up to him and certainly try.
Okay.
Can you roll sleight of hand for me?
Sure. Oh, nearly had it. That's gonna be 22.
When you feel this, like, he doesn't notice you, first of all, as you walk towards him. He doesn't notice you. And you feel this, like, you're like, oh, I can get that. Like, it's a very powerful feeling. You're like, I got this. And as you reach for it, you touch the blade, and you feel aura shoot through his body into yours. And you wake. And as you wake, you feel, and I won't spoil, because we all have worked together now to create leveled up Brink stuff. I won't spoil what yours is. I'll let you do that when you feel the time is right. But you have awoken to your new Brink potential. So we will move next to, and you awake sort of in a cold sweat. You feel like overcome with power. You can actually feel, it's not just the new Brink ability, but you feel a greater Brink aura emanating from yourself, so much so that looking around, papers on the desk are beginning to like move upwards around you as your aura fills the room.
I'm just that good.
You're just that powerful now. We go now to Mamba. Mamba, again, you have these sort of ethereal, nothing dreams. But then you find yourself in this very vivid dreamscape. And you're in a very lush, dense, deciduous forest. There's a thick canopy that overtakes the sky. And there are little pockets of sunlight peeking through and hitting the ground where the grass is very thick and lush. And there is a man in front of you. He's got very pointy ears, which is interesting. And he's carrying a staff. And he's just sort of meditating. And could you roll perception for me, please?
Sure. Is a 16.
You feel an incredible attachment to his shadow. You feel just like drawn to it.
Can I maybe use my powers to enter it or interact with it?
Yes, absolutely. And you've got no bracelet on. You just feel as though your Brink power is flowing out of you already. And so you can walk over to it and interact with it however you'd like.
Yeah, if he's meditating, I'll just walk on over and kind of like crouch down and touch my right hand to his shadow.
As you do, you suddenly, Brink energy pours out of his body through his shadow and into you. And fills your body, and then you wake up, awoken to your new Brink ability, and
liberated even.
liberated, one might say. And throughout the room, you also sense that your brink energy not just has gained new channeled ability, but also is massive. Dust shakes in the room as you wake. It's almost like you're unable to control how much you now have. Rusty, you are you awake, and it's drizzling. It's a nice faint drizzle of rain on your fur, and as you look around, you are in what appears to be in the middle of a lake, sort of on like a sandbar,
right?
Like a bit of sand that juts out into the center of the lake. Let's get a different song here. Yeah, there we go. So you're in the middle of this lake, and the rain drizzles and creates little droplets that emanate out on the lake, and you're looking out over this old city. There's a very old-looking city to your left, and merchants pour in and out, and the sky is dark, but not unpleasant. Can you roll perception for me, please?
Yep. That is 20.
20. There is a man standing in the middle of the sandbar, looking down at what appears to be like a staircase that goes downwards, and he's taking notes, and he's got a guitar strapped to his back, and there is a bird on his shoulder, and he's taking notes looking down at the staircase, and you feel incredibly drawn to the bird.
Yeah, I feel like the instinct might be to do the same kind of thing that Bobby did, and use my brink ability to kind of put myself into the bird.
Sure. So you do so. And again, you don't need the bracelet or anything. You just feel this like overwhelm, like your brink energy is like already pouring out of you.
Gotcha.
And as you do so, you know, you sort of, also Patrick, whatever you just sent me, I don't have access to it. You send your consciousness into the bird, and as you do so, you awake, and you again feel this pouring of brink energy out of the man's body into you through the bird, and it also doesn't look unlike the bird you saw in Madison Square Garden, for what it's worth. They look kind of similar,
Did I happen to catch a glimpse of the notes he was looking at before I wake up, or is it just as soon as it happens?
Yeah, with your perception roll, I'd say so. What was the roll? Is 20?
20.
There are some notes about he had some stuff written down in a language that looks like French, and you, being a very intelligent creature, can remember it, and I will allow you to give this to someone that speaks French at some point, if you would like.
Sure.
Keep that in mind. Word. Okay, yeah, you wake up and same. The brink energy fills the room. Yeah. Cool. You're also awoken to your new abilities and everything. Sweet.
Right? Sweet.
On to Lexi. Lexi, you are in a snow field. Snow beats down onto the mountainside of the mountain you are on, and just cascades from the sky downwards, you know, creating this thick layer of snow, but you don't feel cold. You feel quite warm. And there is a massive figure before you. He's like 6'8", just this massive hulk of massive guy. And he's got this really dark, sort of greenish skin and this thick armor. And he is holding an axe, or a hammer, pardon me, and just looking out from the mountaintops out into the distance. And could you roll perception for me, please?
On the wrong thing. 13.
13. You feel drawn to his veins. like on his wrists and on the backs of his hands. Like not in some weird way, but like you feel there is power there.
Okay.
And you feel an intrinsic, just to like touch the back of his hand, you feel a draw to do so.
Right. He's in front of me?
Yeah, he's his back to you, and he's just looking out.
Okay. I think I'll like walk around, see if I can reach up and let me touch.
You reach up, and it's as if you're not even there. You are, you wave your hands. He does not notice you, and you touch the backs of his hands, and you feel brink energy shoot through his like blood into his hands and into your body. And you wake up, and as you wake up, there's a pen holder, as is classic in campaign 3, I guess. There's a pen holder in the room, and it flies over to you and like knocks you on the head.
Ow.
And like the metal objects in the room start like moving towards you as your brink energy fills the room, and you are awoken to your new powers.
You've become a magnet.
She's a magnet now. Literally just like that's it. At all times.
An electromagnet.
Can't take her into trains or anything.
The mythical magnetic monopole.
All right, Polly. Polly, there is you awaken to an autumnal breeze. There's
Do I
a
have the
nice
rock on my head still?
No, you are in just your clothes. You awaken to an autumnal breeze, and the ground is coated in autumn leaves, and the reds and browns and yellows coat the ground of what looks to be maybe a farmland. There's a stable in the distance and a wooden picket fence that's sort of shoddily made, surrounding maybe an acre in all directions. And there are some cows grazing on hay or grass in the distance. And you see maybe a 28-year-old guy. He's got sort of a goatee coming in, and he is sharpening on one of those grindstones. The things with the, like, you put your foot down on the pedal to spin it. This gorgeous black and red blade. And he's tempering it, and standing and taking a swipe at the grass, and it cuts through like nothing, and then sits down and is honing the edge more. And could you roll perception for me, please? 20. There is a shovel leaning up against the wheel, the spinning wheel, and he picks it up and starts digging into a place where he has some plants he's gonna put in, some crop, and you feel an intrinsic desire to touch the shovel.
I walk up. Hey, you need any help digging this hole?
And you see him almost like he starts to put the shovel in the ground, and then goes back to digging.
Okay. My manners are being overridden by this desire, so I'm just gonna try to take it from him.
The moment you lay hands on it, ready to pull, you feel this like bizarre energy that feels almost empty come out of his body through the shovel and into you. And you awaken, and you are levitating above your bed. And like you start like spinning above your bed, like uncontrollably, and just energy is like pouring out of you. And you are very much awake. You are all now awoken to your new potential. And worth mentioning that for the rest of this episode, I have almost nothing written down other than a few bullet points, so we're going full improv mode for the next couple hours. I know where I want to go, but I don't know how we're going to get there. So that's fun.
Fantastic.
But yeah, everybody feeling good, everybody feeling ready, feeling invigorated. Those of you that wish to return to sleep are able to. And everybody, this is a long rest as if you didn't already have it. All your health, brink slots, etc., fully replenished. And you truly. What was that, Lexi?
Lexi wants to go online and order some like pick up today items.
Okay. Yeah, there's an Amazon locker. Got to do my plug for Jeffrey, my boss, Jeffrey B. There's an Amazon pickup locker down the street that you can order to same day. What are you ordering?
Several. You know those like kids scientific bags of magnetic sand?
Yeah, like iron filings.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure. Okay. You are able to do so. It's called like
phone chargers.
It's called like KIDZ Fun Science Toy Magnet Sand 3 grams bag of.
Yeah.
And
Your
it's
other
from,
items
like,
should be coming in today as well.
Yeah, great. They're all gonna arrive at the locker.
Great.
Yeah, you're able to do so. It's but a trifling amount of money for one such as yourself. You could even put it on the business card if you so desire. It is done. But for the rest of you, if there's no business you'd like to take care of right now, which you're more than welcome to, by the way, then we'll basically just pick up in the morning.
Who wants to start experimenting with stuff at the same time?
Sure.
Taking a Danny B lesson and saying, hey, I have something new. Let's try to work with it.
Very
Moving
fair.
the containers around and
Yeah. Absolutely. Would anybody else like to do anything in the wee hours of the night?
Where are we again? Like, are we?
You're in Hargrove Electrics, which is Lexi's like parents' office building, which is at 52nd and 8th in Hell's Kitchen. It's like 6 blocks away from.
No, I know where
Beaver's,
that is.
Okay.
Oh yeah, of course.
I was just asking because I wanted to know if there's anything in the room I could steal.
Oh, I believe you already asked this question when you went
did
to
I?
sleep.
Hold on.
I
Yes.
think so.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
There's water bottles and a notebook. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah,
Never mind.
yeah.
We did that at the end of last time. Is there anything else?
Um,
Is it like Christmas? I wake up and it's restocked?
it's oh my god, when did they get in here?
No, I'm good.
Okay, word. So yeah, when you all awake, in the morning hours, there is a breakfast prepared for you, and Lyle, I believe his name was. Is that the
Yes.
guy?
The
He
Eldritch
shows
Horror.
up.
has a personality I was not
Well, you simply give me the puzzle pieces, madam, and I shall make the puzzle. He arrives at each of your doors one by one and is like knocking really hard at the door, and just opens it, does not wait. And he's like, "Oh, hello, everyone. I don't know if this was what I sounded like last episode, but maybe." And then he's like, "It's breakfast time." And then he slams the door shut and slides a piece of paper under. It's at least the same energy. He slides a piece of paper under the door that just says like 40th floor.
I'm just imagining like crazy old man. Then you get to your room and you go to sleep. Then you wake up to the same crazy old man and he says, "I don't know if this is what I sounded like last time."
He's like Keith Richards old. Like, this is an old man. This is a man that you're not sure is how he's moving at the speed he's moving, because by all rights he should be dead.
been with the family
but-
for like 3 or 4 generations.
Yeah, something's going on here. something is happening
He's an
here.
Eldritch Horror, yeah.
Yes.
He's brain sensitive. He's apparently like 250 years old. We just don't know
He
it.
comes from a distant world, not Lyceptia, to be clear, and not Earth. But yeah, so anyway, he does this to all of your rooms, says it exactly the same way every time, and slips the 40th floor note under which I'm hoping is this what I said last time when Ryan was here and ate at the bar. I
Lexi
don't
knows that
remember.
knock from anywhere, you know.
Yeah, God, it's coming.
As
He's like, I know Lyle, thank you.
As I read the paper, I fling open the door and I look to see if he's still there, if I can catch him.
He's like walking like this down the hallway, and his legs like come up to meet his arms, and then he turns around and sees you and is like, ah! And then keeps running.
Watched a lot of Monty Python.
Is he in the Ministry of Silly Walks?
Yes,
Yes, he is
exactly.
in the Ministry of Silly Walks.
While he's running away, I was like, why did you have to drop me the paper? Why couldn't you just tell me 40th floor when you were in my room?
I don't know. He disappears around a corner. There you go. Wow, spoiler, he's Callegrio. Now that would be huge. What a plot twist. What a plot twist.
I've been here all along.
Watching you, feeding you. Yeah, you're welcome to go to the 40th floor if you'd like.
Yes, like
Yeah, I think that's what
Bewildered, I will do that.
Yeah, hard to ignore his commands. You arrive and it's a nice windows along the walls in all directions, with a bar in the middle, a sort of ovular bar top, and there are plates There are place settings for all of you and breakfast menus, and you can order whatever you'd like. And the chef from B Division is here. And he says, bonjour, bonjour, mes amis. So good to see all of you. This is so great. Could I get something started for the little rat?
What's the menu? I look at the menu.
Oh god, a cursed question. A cursed question to ask in Speedrunners and Dragons.
The stream needs to roll initiative, I think.
It just says whatever you want. That's all it says in the menu. It's literally like anything.
Cheese omelet for rat size.
Omelette du fromage, le petit rat size. And he turns to Lexi and asks, and for the young madam?
I will take the continental with breakfast.
Continental with tea, yes, parfait, parfait. For the Italian gentleman.
Yeah, can I get a bowl of Lucky Charms?
No, get the fuck out. I was about to say that shit.
That's in character too. Chance sang that in.
That's wild.
Yeah, that's in character.
I'm freaking out a little bit, man. I was sitting here
that
like,
shit
I'm gonna
right out
be
of your
funny and
brain.
say I want a bowl of Lucky Charms. Holy shit.
He produces, as if already ready for the both of you, he produces just like a vat of Lucky Charms with no milk in it yet, but there's like a tube he pulls from the ceiling. And he like loosens the valve and like fresh whole milk fills the, when I say vat, it's like a big bowl. Well, actually, okay, here's a more human way he would do this.
I was gonna say, like,
I don't know if I trust.
pigs eating from a latrine.
No,
Yeah.
he produces the big bowl of Lucky Charms with no milk in it as if to be a serving bowl with two massive ladles in it, like silver ladles, and then produces two smaller bowls for the both of you and says to pour your own milk through the nozzle.
I don't know if I would trust an industrial milk hose. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Industrial milk hose is powerful wording.
I would trust an industrial milk hose.
It's just Lyle milking a cow right above the nozzle.
You can see him up there.
Lexi knows of this
fucking
machine.
Body temperature milk to my Lucky Charms.
Lexi, you know that this machine is really clean and takes from like a container of whole milk delivered fresh every day. And it's directly
Sanitize
above.
every morning.
I
It would
tried
be
to
as if you were drinking from the teat of the cow itself.
That's like,
I've
what are you,
already begun eating the
what are
Lucky
you
Charms.
savages? And then she
I
like
don't-
uses it.
Oh my god.
How this episode's gonna go.
No.
God damn it.
ADF really didn't prepare anything this episode.
Yeah, he really did not.
You get what you get and you don't throw a fit, guys. Then he looks, the French chef looks to Mamba and says, Et pour toi, et pour toi.
Gesundheit. Can we? You said anything that we want, right? Anything?
Within reason, yes, we, of course.
Just how much parsley do you have?
I think like a couple of bushels.
I'll take an eggs Benedict. There's a lot of parsley.
Okay, I didn't know if you
Canadian
were
bacon.
going to say the parsley was a part of it, or if you were just curious. But okay,
Yeah.
sure. Eggs
Changed my
Benedict,
mind.
somewhat of a spécialité pour moi actuellement. And you said, what was the last thing you said? Canadian
The
bacon?
Canadian bacon.
Disgusting. And he begins preparing the omelet and the eggs Benedict simultaneously on a
Traditional.
griddle, and the continental as well, with toast and sausage and eggs. And he makes scramble for you, Lexi. Is that fine, or do you want a fried egg?
Sunny side up.
Sunny side up, you got it.
Is that an
so-
AF preference that got placed onto this NPC? About the Canadian bacon?
I think Canadian bacon is fine, but it is so vastly inferior to real bacon. And it's also like, it's not bacon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
Totally.
ham.
Yeah.
Ham.
Comparing
that
it to
is-
bacon
is
and calling
tr-
it real bacon isn't really that true, you know, because
Right.
Canadian bacon's not
Traditional-
bacon.
Eggs Benedict ingredient though.
Yeah,
It's
oh,
true.
for sure.
That
I
part
like,
is true.
I like Canadian bacon. In New Jersey, they have this thing called Taylor ham, or if you're from South Jersey, it's pork roll. Or maybe I mix those up. I'm sorry, North and South Jersey people. But it's like the same thing. It's just like way more
It's
salted.
okay. No one from Jersey knows how to use the internet, so.
Right, of course. But yeah, it's basically like Canadian bacon, but it's super salty, and it's good too. But yeah, anyway, it's like literally like heart disease fuel. But you know, if you're into that kind of thing,
Adef said that Canadian
take
bacon
10.
was fake because it's
Rude.
Canadian.
Don't forget this. It's
Canadians
gonna come up
aren't
later in the
real.
episode for sure.
what did you say, Fu?
It's definitely coming up later in this episode, so everybody needs to remember.
This will be an integral part of a puzzle solution. Knowing Taylor ham
Wait.
versus pork roll.
The Canadian bacon isn't real, of course.
So as you guys you get your breakfasts, they're all delightful, and Jameson appears at one point, and he says basically like Adriana should be in soon, and you guys should start planning your idea of what's going to go down for this gala this evening. But in the meantime, I got some business to take care of. I got to make sure all the B Division people get out safely. So I'll see you guys later tonight.
Please watch for Dr. Rel. She's tiny and anywhere.
You have brought this up to me, Lexi, not to be a nitpick. You have brought this up to me like now 15 times. I have
It's
had
very strange to see it in person.
I understand that. And I am appreciative, but there's only so much I can do to search for a tiny, tiny woman. But we are trying. Okay. He just like walks away and he immediately lights a cigar and starts smoking it. Yeah, so you're eating, and as you finish your plates, Adriana comes in and has a conversation in French with the chef and orders like un petit café. She gets an espresso and just knocks it back and then turns and says, okay, it's time to really get down to the, as you say, nitty gritty of what we are going to do tonight. Reminder that, and she sort of re-explains that the broker that Riley and Gillian are meeting with is this South African arms dealer who's also this like high-end oddities collector named Kungawa Achebe. And he's this like really eclectic, wealthy guy. And he's just going to the gala, not only to do this deal, but also to just, you know, be a socialite, I guess. This is a very, think Met Gala kind of, but it's not like a celebrity event. This is just like a high-end gala that some items will be auctioned, but mostly it's just about who's who and who's there. And it's at this place, this like opera house uptown, this really, really fancy opera house with an amazing ballroom where the majority of the gala will be held. And she's sort of leaving it up to you guys to plan. I know we had decided last episode towards the end that there would be sort of like a strike team and a party team. Do you guys remember who was on what squad?
I think
He was party team with Adriana.
I think
Yeah.
that's correct. I think that's right. And then the rest of you were on the sort of like strike team with Justin and Jameson and Will, I think. Will would probably go to the gala.
Yeah. Chance is gonna have to be fitted for a suit.
Well, so Jameson, I guess I should retcon this because he did say he was going to get you guys all suits, those of you that were attending the party, but he has had tailored and delivered these really stunning garments that are Brink channeling, made to sort of how he feels your fashion would be. So Chance, you've got a very high-end three-piece suit, and the jacket of the suit sort of has like coattails almost, and is fitted to be almost like a trench coat in the sense that like it is a coat. And Lexi, however you'd like your dress to look is how it will look. You can come up with something in the next 5 minutes and give it to me when you get there.
Sure.
For the rest of you, obviously you won't need it. You'll be outside. Although if you want one, I mean, you can get one. I don't know if Rusty wants a little rat-sized suit, but it could be fun.
I could pretend to be someone's like mink draped over their shoulders or something. You know what I mean?
Except you only make it past like the neckline. Yeah. You don't wrap all the way around.
Yeah, because it's not. I'm not very muscled. You know, it's just a rat.
No.
So.
Yeah. What a word. What a word. Yeah. Okay. So she sort of leaves it up to you guys how you want to do this. So you have an opportunity here to sort of plan out how you want to approach this evening. The main things to know about the facility are that there is like an entryway where it has like the ticket booths. And this is where you'll sort of like check your name off a guest list or whatever. And then get into the ballroom. And the ballroom is just this massive area with an auction stage at the back. And then tables and a dance floor in the center and bars on both sides in order to get drinks and food. And then the opera house is off to the left. And Adriana says basically that you guys can, come up with whatever identity you so choose, and you can get, through Will's contacts, can get you into the party this evening under said sort of pseudonym. So yeah, this is an opportunity to, again, plan your sort of plan of action here. Whether you want me to be deafened or not is up to you. This is up to you guys, and you all plan it together. Even though some of you will be outside, you can still do stuff outside. You can still do things that help them with the goings-ons. But yeah, how would you like to plan this? Do you think?
If we are muting you, may I take like an action before that?
Yeah, sure.
In kind of this hustle and bustle of the planning, I want to wave down Adriana and like get her attention.
She comes over to you.
And I'd like to tell her about the dream that I had and what was written on the parchment in said dream.
Great. I will write that while you guys are doing... Thank you. This is good. While you guys sort of talk about what you want to do at the gala, I will write that.
Sure.
Yes. Wave me down. Great. It is being done by production. Excellent. Thank you, Richard. Great. Have fun. Wisely.
Wisely.
We only got wisely out of that. All
Use
right.
your time wisely.
Have fun wisely.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Okay.
Before we get into this, did anyone else have any weird experiences with their rock?
I saw a
Yes.
man with a bird.
I stole a sword.
Yeah, I was on a snowy.
I feel like I can do a lot more now, though.
Maybe this person isn't as wacky as he seems like he was. Because I also feel
Strong.
I think the elf from Oblivion gave me a new power.
The ethereal bird thing that this bad guy used. I think he was in my dream too.
Ooh.
You guys want to do a show and tell so we know what we got to work with before we do anything else?
that's a good act of trust between. Want to give it a shot?
Sure.
Is there if there's a stick around. We'll just your
Yeah, we
phone.
don't have the DM in this situation. So
I know. I'm just I'll just go for it. Lexi's
This is so
gonna like
sick.
get
I
a
love
little bit
this.
of the battery charge from her phone, then she's gonna like kind of her hand near something with metallic little shift in the.
Ooh.
Ooh, force power.
Force? Yeah, it's like a magnetic force. Yeah.
You can just do that?
Seems so. Hey, as long as it can run electricity, that and magnetism are very close linked, but we don't need to explain all that right now.
I put my hand in my pocket and take it out and snap at the thing you just zap to your hand and say, "Pockets rockets." And then you see air kind of like warble towards it really fast, like a weird orb of dimensional space-time, and once it hits the object, it disappears. And then I pull it out of my pocket and hand it back to you.
Well, that's pretty handy.
And very dangerous for Chance.
That's pretty good because you like to hide a lot. You don't really get in the thick of things, so now you can do a little pew pew from the side and be safe.
Indeed.
Already
Hey,
thought
wait a
of-
minute. You call me a coward? Because I am.
I mean, yeah.
Hey, Polly, you'd say you're pretty smart, right?
Oh, I think I'm the smartest one here.
I look him in the eyes, and I turn my bracelet, and I say, "Modern Prometheus, you have to make an intelligence saving throw now."
I guess I should have.
What'd you call
my
me?
brain.
Two.
You certainly failed. In an instant, our consciousness, they flip. And I am in you, and you are in the rat now.
Oh.
And I kind of just like look at my hands like this, kind of rub them together.
What happened?
How do I get back?
And then I just stab my fingers, and it comes back.
So it's like Polly's voice actually like come out of the rat and all that stuff too. Like,
Yeah.
What happened? Did you swap? What happened? We wouldn't really understand since it was only for a moment.
That's true.
That's insane. What can you do while you are me?
Anything I want.
He was you. You were each other.
Could you have gravity shravitied while...
You know, that's a really great question. We'll have to play around with that sometime.
Damn.
Oh, very clever for the rat.
Scoot down the bench a little bit away.
as you scoot down to the bench, you actually make your way a little bit closer to me.
Oh no.
And speaking of gravity, I'm actually gonna touch your shadow, and now you must make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, you picked the wrong person for that. I'm very dexterous. That's a... Where did it go? Oh, I scrolled over, that's why. That's a 15.
So you dip into the shadow pool, and now you're neck deep.
Can he get out of it?
Wait, did you turn me into a rat? I'm just down on the floor looking up at everybody.
Just can't hear you from down there. Then I'll release the shadow's hold on you.
So basically,
You're back up.
can he move his body in it?
Yeah.
So like if he fails the first dexterity saving throw, like he's like in it, and like for enemies he takes damage over time. But like if he succeeds the saving throw, then like nothing affects him at all. But,
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know if his body was like paralyzed in it, or if he could out of it himself or anything.
I feel like it's kind of like if you're like down and you kind of have to take an action to get up, you know?
Oh sure.
So I'm kind
Okay.
of feeling like I'm gonna be able to yoink this thing pretty well. You know, just
Good point. I
think you might
also
have
ordered
to be onto
some
something.
things that could help us out. So we're going in together. Chance, do you want to act as like my pseudo bodyguard? You might need to go in myself, because otherwise, why would they let a 13-year-old in unless they actually know?
I was more thinking like your accountant, kind of like the adult guardian that can legally spend the money that you want to spend.
Hey, do you know anything about accounting?
I'll pretend like I don't speak English I just only know numbers. So I don't have to talk to anyone about it. You just tell them I'm the numbers guy, and I go,
Okay. That sounds fine.
That sounds brilliant.
Um,
What is our
I think
job?
that's better than you trying to talk a lot. So
hate kids.
he's also been very privileged. Hey, what about those outside? Do you think is let's think about what's best for preparing.
What is our goal?
We should be able to track each other somehow so we can keep track of each other's location. You all are able to either stay close to us or we can have some kind of radio communication to you. That would be good. I can check and see if our company has.
Can we get those like squiggly earpieces that they wear in the government?
Yes,
like
I'll
in the
see if we
CIA?
have those in our company. I have to ask Lyle. so
FBI.
I'll call Lyle about earpieces. But
I love
you have to
those.
be careful with those because, well, you all can wear them, but we'll have to have a different that other people can.
So while the three of us are in there looking for the guy to get the thing, what are you guys going to be doing not in there?
Maybe we should make a distraction or something. You guys could tell us when's the right time. You're gonna have eyes on the thing.
Well, Rusty,
Okay.
you can turn into a bird, right? Something.
I could.
If maybe you could do some like rooftop building surveillance, see if there's any windows you could peek in.
That could be good. What
But
are
you
we
could try to
looking for?
shadow into the back side of the building.
We do got expert espionage.
Yeah. So if you two can communicate that way from above and from digging in if it's possible, definitely do that. Ollie, I don't know, jump on the roof.
Yeah, I could get up there.
Wait,
That would be another good way of like rooftop communication. Anyway, any way you all can get access to the back of the building and be able to get to us in case you need it.
I'm brain farting. Did we hear Polly's new thing?
Oh no.
Oh, bring it up.
Yeah.
So what can you do, Polly?
Yeah,
Sorry.
I'm a little nervous to show you because I feel like
Size
it's not
doesn't
very.
matter. We won't laugh.
It's not. Yeah, it's maybe too big. It's not. It's not very safe to do anywhere where there's people around. So
Hey, yo.
maybe I show you a little later.
Oh, show me later. Okay.
Yeah.
You can
Somewhere
go to
private.
an outside space for that, sure.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay,
if that's
great.
what you're into.
Well,
I mean,
I
what?
don't know what you all are talking about. Anyway. Hi, I'm
We're all
13.
just giggling, and she's just, what are you laughing at?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know.
Come
like-
on, guys. He's really self-conscious. We shouldn't be laughing.
All right. So,
Something goes awry. We have a backup. I have a backup plan. I guess this is the backup.
I think we are the backup plan.
Rusty
Yeah.
can be flying. Mamba can be in the shadows and move to any shadow, right? That's touching
Yeah,
it.
pretty much.
Okay. And Polly's got literal gravity power plus something we don't know yet. So,
Something that's really big
really big.
and
Well, we
really
can help you all
dangerous
move around.
in public.
We'll do our best from the inside.
And we'll be communicating with Dad's electronic earpieces from the government. Seems good. Oh, and I won't be talking.
I think that's
Only
the best
numbers.
plan. Okay. We tell Adriana. I need to call Lyle as well.
I think we're probably good to get ADEF back in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Are
Okay.
we waving now? Starting to wave?
I was practicing Hesses. I ran out of things to do, so I'm
How'd
just...
that go?
My backwalk Hesses are really bad, Danny. I need help.
Damn.
But
Backflip,
mega flip gang.
Danny's just
going
thinking,
well.
get good.
He wants to call
Just
Lyle
keep
over.
grinding, loser.
Call Lyle over. Yeah, he's here. He's always there.
It's always.
Oh, Lyle, great.
always behind you, watching, waiting.
Yes. What's up?
Lyle, Oh, great, perfect. Do we have access to any earpieces that we can use for the outdoor party?
Funny you should ask, dear players. One thing I do have written is that Adriana gives you earpieces.
Wow.
So she's able to give each of you one.
But do you think these will be discreet enough for us inside for people?
They're the kind that go deep in the ear.
Yeah, and
you
she
don't
can
have
cover
to,
with
you don't
her
have to like
hair.
you don't have to put your finger to them or anything.
No spiral wire for.
Hang on a second,
Polly.
I have an itch in my ear.
I mean, if you want to fasten something,
No, it's fine.
Polly specifically wanted the government spiral.
right? Secret
cord
Service.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you love it.
We didn't discuss where to put Max.
Rusty. Adriana
wait,
has decrypted the French message, and she says it's very strange. It's almost like it is French, but it's not. It's like a little bit different, in like strange ways. I don't know that I would have noticed were it not for having so much of it, but roughly it translates to and I'll just read it in my voice so that it's more clear. And Rusty, this is you reading it, so whether you choose to share this information or not. I guess I could have sent it to you, but too late now. The stairs that led to the dragon feel like they may have been intended to lead to a more interconnected series of ancient tunnels and some cave systems. Could this have more to do with the origins of the brink?
I nod and I say thank you.
And she says, maybe, I'm not sure. You know, I've never been the type to read into dreams too much. But if you say it was important, I'm happy to help.
I mean, I don't know what the context of it is, but perhaps I'll figure it out in time.
Perhaps. And she asks, so we have a plan? Yes, we're good to go?
Generally.
Okay, great. I have to go get Will and figure out some stuff with Jameson, just managerially. What are the names I should put on the guest list for us?
I'm Paulie.
Paulie, you're coming into the party. You're coming in.
No, he's not coming in. Just Chance and I, we need a fake name for Chance to be my accountant.
My name will be Charles.
Charles. Yes, Charles. And Miss
time?
Lexi. Would you like to be Lexi or?
I'll be going in as myself, yeah.
Okay, all right. Look at the balls on this one. Okay.
Otherwise, they're not going to accept a 13-year-old. I don't know why people sent me inside.
Well, I don't know. It seemed right. And she says she'll be putting down. She'll go by. She'll try. She goes. I've been wanting to try out my American accent for a while now, so I think I will. I think I will try that. It sounds like this. So how's that sound realistic to you guys? Or?
Yeah, it's great.
Sounds great.
Okay, I
Perfect.
guess what's a very American female name?
Ooh, for that voice, let's do.
like maybe something like Joe or something.
Stacy?
Stacy, that's a good one. I like that. Stacy. You know, her mom has got it going on.
That's
What do
what
you
they
mean?
say.
It's a dumb joke. And Will
get
be
it.
Will, of course. We will be with him. Excellent. I will go get this put in, and I will see you this evening. Sound good?
Sounds great.
All right, we will
See you
meet
soon,
out.
Stacy.
Oh, yes, I'll see you then. Okay, nice. We're practicing. That's great. I will meet you out front of the building at 7 p.m. sharp, and we will take a car northbound. Excellent. See you then. And she takes off. Would anybody, Lexi, you can go pick up your things from the locker. You have all of that stuff. And For the rest of you, if there's anything like you'd like to do before we just time skip ahead to the gala?
Justin's not coming with us, right? That's his name.
He's
Justin?
on the sort of the outside team, but he can fill in. Obviously, because I'm RPing that, he doesn't know the stuff, but he'll do whatever you need him to do.
Okay.
Can I tell everybody what I
Same
got?
with Adriana and Will.
Or
What was that, Lexi?
I tell everybody what I got, or do you want to know what's in the purse that I'm bringing, or
I trust you to like bring things you would reasonably be able to get into.
yes,
An event.
absolutely.
I trust you wouldn't be like, here's my super soaker.
Here's my super soaker.
Like, oh my god.
Yeah, that's
probably,
not coming
probably
in.
not. But yeah, I trust you.
I can always hold it as well.
That's true. That's true, actually. That
Hammer space, baby.
Chance can just pocket items for you.
That's true.
It's like a walking.
Oh, but I'd have to steal it.
Right. She can like put it down somewhere and be like, oh no.
This is exactly what I didn't want to happen.
Trust him to hold it and give it back. That's cheap.
It
One 13-year-old's trash.
is another 40-year-old man's treasure.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's what my father used to say
He said it all the time.
every day.
We'll just leave it out conspicuously on a table without saying anything about it. It already has like salt,
Yeah,
water
yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever.
Electrolytic water.
yeah, electrolytic water in it. Just gonna leave it on table after she unpacks and walk away. Whether it gets taken or not is whatever.
Yeah, Chance, what are you gonna do?
Oh, I'm gonna
You see
take
it. All right, you
I-
take it.
I don't know why she ordered this shit and she just left it there. So yeah, I'm gonna take it. Fuck it.
What is the name of the object in D&D that is can hold an infinite number of items?
Bag
Right.
of holding.
Thank you.
It's that bag that can hold things.
Fuck you. Fuck off. Fuck you. What's that thing? It's like a car. It has wheels. A car.
It's like a space where you could put hammers.
Right.
If you wanted.
Right.
You could.
What's that time? It's like it's a time for hammers. And you wear
3 o'clock.
Oh, okay. Great. So let's jump to 7 p.m. That's my time jump noise. And a limo arrives for those of you that are going into the party. Assuming that aligns with your schemes.
Yes.
And it's a stretch, and Adriana opens the door, and Will gets in, and then they beckon Chance and Lexi in. And when you get in, Chance, of course, there are things to take.
Of course.
There are little, like, shooters
Yoink.
of like whiskey and vodka and
Yep.
Are they
like
plastic or glass?
they're glass. And there are plastic like champagne flutes, and there's a bottle of like Dom Perignon. It's like an $80 bottle of champagne.
Oh, I just drink that.
Sure. Will asks if he can have some.
Yeah, you can have some.
And he produces a glass, and Adriana also produces a glass.
These don't get too.
And Adriana says, "Oh, my dear girl, you don't do work like this on an empty stomach, or rather, that's not the right phrase. Sober, I think is how I say it."
I mostly meant. Yeah. Okay.
Fate of
Yeah.
the world riding on our shoulders. I gotta have some drink.
I mean, honestly, I would have a beer if I were in this scenario. Yeah, so for the rest of you, the sort of B division van pulls up, and they open the doors for the rest of you. So Justin, Jameson, and the lot of you get in. And they ask, Jameson's like, are we going to the same place, or what's the plan, guys? They're asking, like, Mamba and Paulie, like, where should we be dropped off?
Yeah, we're trying to hide outside the perimeter of the building. Maybe even get on the roof or something.
Yeah.
Okay, sure, yeah.
When the shadows fall, we can just take them up using my pool. That's what we can
Jameson's like,
offer, really.
Is that like a I didn't count this. Is that like a haiku? I don't. Is that a poem or?
It's the brink.
Oh, sorry. Long day.
Yeah.
You're a weird fellow. Like you're a strange guy. Like you know that, right?
You can't just say that to people.
We're friends. I feel like
I'm
you can
like
tell
the
your friends that they're
customizable
weird.
character in a video game.
You can tell your friends they're weird, right? Like it's it's an amicable. I'm not judging you. You're strange. I mean, so am I. I literally go through like a pack of cigars every 2 days. If I don't know if that's weird or just sad, but I've said it now, and it's been said. I don't know what this pose. Hey Justin, how are you?
Have your pieces in already?
Yeah. You hear this whole conversation, and
Can Lexi like say hi or something?
yeah, you say hello, and
Hi.
all of you hear Lexi, and it is voluntary, I guess I should say. Like, we'll say that it's some brink activated thing where you choose when it's on.
Please take them to the back of the building.
The driver or Jameson's like, yeah, cool, great, cool.
Okay,
And
great.
also it's the moon is beginning to peak. Also at this point, I should say it's like early fall. If I said a different season earlier in the campaign, sorry about it. But it's autumn now. So you're just gonna have to deal with that, dear readers, dear listeners. It's autumn. And the moon is out and there is not a cloud in the sky. And for Justin, that means, consulting the Justin encyclopedia that I wrote, he's kind of skittish. He's like twiddling his thumbs and like playing with his fingers. He's like, haha, yeah, funny guys, it's funny. We're having fun. It's this fun night, fun time outside. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm nervous, but it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be great. We're gonna have fun. Maybe what happens is we won't die.
There's some weird energy in this car, I gotta say.
And Jameson's like, so Paulie can say things like this, but I
was not calling any of us individually a weird person. I was just saying that collectively there's some weird energy going on.
Yeah, see, Jameson, that's less mean.
Okay, well, if it's any consolation, I think everyone in this car is very strange. Now you all get it. It's not just one. You're all fucking weird. Okay. I don't know what it is about.
This is the makings of a great team. Let's go.
The weather is. It's just a moon.
That's the answer I hope for whenever I ask what the weather is. It's moon.
Because when it's sunny
moons in the chat,
outside,
please?
when it's sunny outside, you just say it's like sunny, right? Or partly cloudy or whatever. So I guess it's like partly cloudy. It's a clear sky.
What's it like? What's it like out there tonight? Oh, you know,
Moony,
it's
of
moon,
course.
moon.
Well, the temperature doesn't really affect Justin's brink, if you must know. It's just like the weather of it all.
It's
The mooniness, if you will.
Moon.
Oh my God, Richard already has a PNG of the fucking moon in the background of the stream.
I love
That's the
these
weather.
moon
If you need a
nights.
weather update, it's right here.
It's
Yeah,
moon.
Moon Knight was pretty good.
Yeah, I love these moon nights. Not the series. Anyway, so the car, the limo pulls up to the front of the. Do I have any like fun little? Yeah, let's go with this. Let's go with that. You pull up to the front of the party, and we're gonna start with the limo group.
Fucking love Cuphead aisle 3.
I know, it's so good, dude. This and Cuphead aisle, like Inkwell aisle 1 was stuck in my head last time I was at Disney.
Yeah, well,
Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Wow. That's what it sounds like. So the limo pulls up to the front, and there's a red carpet leading into the entrance, and you come out, and Lexi is wearing.
It's a nice dress.
Oh, great. So okay, hang on. Let's fucking hold the phone. I have been assailed at every turn for describing people initially by saying things are nice or handsome or pretty as the first descriptor and then moving on from there. And I ask for the first time for a description of an item, and all I'm saying is the first thing that was said was, "It's a nice dress."
I have not finished the description.
That's all I'm saying. I'm
a
taking
very
my
handsome
fucking
dress.
thing off, bro. I'm getting heated.
It's a nice
Six.
shirt, Adef.
Thank you.
Supposed to be for like a fancy party.
So what's the dress look like?
I don't want to tell you anymore.
Okay, well then I'll just come up with it on my own. It's got polka dots,
Oh.
and
It's a nice dress. It's very pretty.
it has pom poms.
It's
You wrong?
it looks
Still wrong?
handsome.
Not right?
Okay, what does it look like, Fu?
It's pink and it's spaghetti strap and has kind of a corseted top, and then the bottom has a couple layers that are like off-centered. And she has a clutch bag that goes over the shoulder with like a.
Okay,
It's like a pretty large size clutch.
so very my dad spent $1,000 on my prom dress.
Yes.
Okay, great. Well, I hope your date likes it.
Probably won't.
Well, it's not for him. Let's be very clear. It's for you. Okay, excellent. God damn it. I say excellent all the fucking time, dude. Only when I'm doing this show.
It's an excellent word.
Yeah, it's a nice word.
Handsome.
Chance,
Very pretty.
It's
you
extremely attractive.
It's very
Very handsome
attractive.
word.
This party is attractive.
No one here is unattractive. No ugly people in my campaigns.
As you exit the limo,
My
cameras
dress has a
begin
big
to
moon
flash.
on it.
And there are a few paparazzi people who like maybe seem to know who you are, Lexi. And they're like, "Oh, Miss Hargrove, over here. How's the what? How's high school?
How's the technology?
When are you getting an Instagram? When are you getting an Instagram?"
She'll be walking. She'll give a little smile and a wave.
And they don't have phones, to be clear. They have like big DSLR cameras with a big thing that goes every time they like take a picture. They gotta like wind it.
Mr. Wayne.
Mr. Wayne, who's the lovely lady? Mr. Wayne, riddle me this. Anyway, but yeah, you're welcome to speak with them if you'd like, or just proceed
I
inwards.
take my very nice coat lapels and instinctively flip them up to try and cover my face because I'm a petty criminal.
Yeah, fair.
but it's like a nice suit, so I look absolutely ridiculous popping the collar up.
Like smack your hand, be like, "Stop, it's fine, just go."
Will walks out after you guys, and they're like, "Oh my God, Mr. Williamsworth! Does this mean a collab between Hargrove Electrics and your firm?" And Will mutters under his breath, "It's like these seem very financially informed." And they just they keep asking questions. Adriana comes out as Will's date. And she's wearing a blue like pantsuit, and it's like a very smart pantsuit that like it's very tight pants, and
it's nice.
It's nice. And she has a clutch. Is that what you call it? Like the
One that snaps shut.
like a snapshot clutch that doesn't go on like over her. She just holds it.
Yeah, clutches often come with a chain you can.
Great. And she's just holding it, and it sort of flutes downwards at the end of the pant leg, and the jacket is sort of a midnight blue, and she's wearing very interesting looking glasses with a very thin rim, and she's sort of posing for pictures, but nobody's taking any. But then one of them is like, "Oh, Mr. Williamsworth, is this your lovely date? We all talk like this," and they start taking pictures. Anyway, you go inside. And there's a guy with a guest list, and he's got a thin mustache. And he says, "And who's coming into the party now?" That's how he asks you what your name is.
Who is going into the party now?
Miss Alexandra Hargrove,
Yes, that is here.
our accountant.
Yes, sir. What is your name?
Name.
love-
Accountants.
Excuse me?
Accountant. And I point at Lexi. Accountant.
The name that he said earlier.
Charles.
Charles.
Mr. Charles.
Oh,
It's a very,
Charles.
it's a very
Charles.
interesting name for. Is that like a Slavic accent?
Accountant.
Yes. Thank you for asking.
He checks the name and lets you go in.
It's just like a really
And-
shitty-
Exactly, Bobby. Yarp.
And
Narp.
Will comes in and they both get in, and Adriana says very confidently, "My name is Stacy." And he's like, "Okay." She's like, "Is that a French accent?" And he's like, "No, it's an affectation." And then he crosses off her name and lets them in. And they all go in. And you are now in the ballroom. And it is this mass. I mean, the ceilings are probably 60 feet, and there is a glass dome that is the full length of the ballroom. Very, if you've seen the Mission Impossible movie where Tom Cruise and Henry Cavill jump out of that plane, it's kind of like that. It's like a big, long dome.
So you're saying we can see the moon?
You can see the moon.
That's good.
Oh, good. I know what the weather's
and,
like.
you know, it's sort of like when the moon hits your eye. It's like a big pizza pie.
Is there any pizza
fuck.
at this party?
Ah.
Well, that's a moron.
There's an eel?
Yes.
I get it.
Very good.
I won't acknowledge it with a laugh. but
So
get
I
it.
don't know. You guys are sort of on free reign here. Would we? Because it's kind of up to you guys. Should I go to the car arriving outside, or should we stick with you guys for a little bit?
We have a description of the. Do we have any further description, like a picture of the person we're looking for?
Yeah, probably. I'm sure he's on Google. If you would have Googled him, he has a he's bald, and he often wears sunglasses indoors, and he usually
Very
when he
cool.
attends events like this, he's wearing like suits that are sort of designed with very like traditional African tribe sort of designs, lots of like greens and striped blacks and reds and yellows, like very interesting, captivating looking suits.
You're like really handsome.
He's very handsome, and probably he's wearing $5,000, $10,000 shoes, and he's usually got an entourage with him.
We'll keep our eyes out, but we're just swap to the back.
Great. Let's swap back to the other gang. The van arrives sort of a block away from the building, and the driver's like, "This is probably a good place." And Jameson's like, "Yeah,
Can
thank
we
you.
put Inkwell Isle 3 on repeat?
I'll play it one more time for you."
My man.
You guys can always ask for anything on any of these playlists to just be played. That's never somehow ever come up. But yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah, McConaughey Field from Xenoblade Chronicles.
I don't know that that's on Spotify.
Can you play My Humps by the Black Eyed Peas?
Yeah, I'd love to get DMCA'd tonight, if that's okay with everybody.
That's the only reason.
So the van arrives and Jameson opens the doors and you all file out, and Jameson's like, "Cool, what's the plan, guys?"
Well, let's get to that vantage point.
Yeah, I
Point to
think
the top of that building.
the narrator mentioned there was like a big glass roof.
Do you really say that?
This is a whole nother level, man. How many walls we got? Oh,
4,
man.
5. But yeah, vantage point. There is a tall building opposite the gala that is maybe 2 stories taller than the opera house that has a fire escape.
And I point over to that tower. Like,
Oh yeah.
should we?
Is there any
Mosey.
armed personnel outside, like trying to watch the building? They'd all be inside.
Not that you saw, Lexi.
Oh,
You aren't in this group, madam.
I didn't know if that was supposed to be general information.
The fire escape is one of those ones where like the ladder is up at the bottom level, so you have to like tug on it to pull it down, and it's maybe like a 9-foot gap from the ground up to the bottom rung.
If you, can I go under it?
Yeah.
and attempt a little wall run to grab the bottom rung.
Yeah, roll acrobatics for me. Or athletics. Roll athletics for me.
19.
Yeah, you get a nice little wall pop, a little, as we say in the business, a tic-tac, which is the sort of wall kick. Well, I guess it's a wall kick 180. Anyway, you wall kick off the wall 180, grab the ladder rung, and as your weight gets to the bottom rung, it pulls down and locks into place, and you sort of swing off, and you're able to do an aerial trick if you'd like as you come off the ladder.
Yeah. I do that, and when I stick the landing, I say wall kicks will work.
Excellent.
No idea how often
And then
I
the
try.
narrator goes, R2D2. Shut the fuck up, R2. It's fine.
R2! R2! Yeah, you're all able to get up the ladder, no problem. And Justin's like, yeah. And then he just looks up, and then he's suddenly up there. He's suddenly at the next layer, and he's just kind of like looking around, and then he's on the next layer, and then he's up the stairs, and then he's up the next layer, and he's just like, yeah, guys, totally.
Are you okay, Justin?
What? No, man, I'm fine. I'm chill, bro. I'm chilling, bro. I'm fine. Like, man, I'm fine. Like, what's going on? You're cool?
I mean, the weather is moon, so I'm a little bit worried about you.
Weather is moon. Totally. Definitely. You guys see the ball game today or no?
Has teleporting always been the thing that you can do?
What?
What?
You said something to me, I think.
Yeah, I did. You like disappearing and reappearing and shit. I ain't seen that before.
Yeah.
You were a water guy last time.
What water guy? That's funny. Yeah, no, my thing's sort of going around, changing around the time.
Well, hopefully I don't catch that thing.
Jameson's like his brink changes with the condition, like the weather, like how it is outside.
Okay.
The moon.
Yeah, so it's moon outside right now, so I guess he can teleport when that's the case.
When the weather is moon.
When the weather is moon. So.
That's right.
Whether the weather is cold, whether the weather is hot,
There
we'll
it
be
is.
together whatever the weather, whether we like it or not.
And that's chaos theory. Yep, there it is.
And that's chaos, and that's chaos theory. Nature finds a way.
You think?
The
Learn.
dinosaurs coming.
But we don't learn.
I love him.
We want profit.
Apartments.com. Yeah, so you guys are all up on the top of this motherfucking building.
Yeah, can I take this opportunity to search now that we're at this vantage
Yes,
point?
please.
So we can automatically learn the location of any entrances, exits that were, invisible to the naked eye. Any security, surveillance devices.
Yeah, so peering out over the building, over the opera house, there's two sections of it, right? There's the left section that's closest to you, which is sort of like, it's in an L. So at the tip of the L, the short end, is sort of like almost like a rounded top, sort of closed building with no windows, and that is the like actual opera stage. And then the long L portion, which is parallel to you, is the ballroom. And this has this glass ceiling with a walkway around the perimeter. And then the glass ceiling sort of goes like almost like a botanical garden greenhouse type deal might, where it sort of curves over the entirety of it.
Domes
sort of
at
like
the ends.
Yeah, domes at the ends, exactly. Domes meaning it just like rounds off at the ends and on the sides. And you notice, there is a rooftop exit from the opera house that leads onto this sort of rooftop perimeter, but there are also latches in the glass because this building was built presumably in the 1920s or 1930s. And these latches are almost like windows to like let in fresh air, but you could easily fit a person through them. It is quite the drop, but you could get in. As far as
anybody
personnel,
else up there with us, like on the walkway?
Well, you're up on the. Are you on the building, or did you go up on an adjacent building? I was under the impression you went up an adjacent building.
I was under that impression as well.
Yeah, I was just because you mentioned that we can see a walkway around the glass. Is there anybody up there?
Oh, up there. Yeah. No, there is nobody up there on that walkway right now. But you do see. Personnel that look like they may be armed. You're not sure. Just sort of like guys in suits with earpieces with the Secret Service type deal around the perimeter and the sides of the building, around some back entrances.
I would like to use a new skill that I got at level 5 called Intuition.
Okay.
I have to roll a d20, and depending on the roll, I get to ask the DM a certain number of questions. And you are allowed to qualify your answer in whatever way you like, but you must provide as honest an answer as possible. That is what
Cool.
Intuition does.
Cool.
So I get one
Is there
question.
a god?
Oh.
What happens when you die?
Does pineapple belong on pizza?
Oh boy.
How do you deal with the death of someone? That's already been asked this season.
You didn't even have to roll for that.
I didn't even have to roll, and you're like, okay.
What's your question, Rusty?
So I get to roll. I get to ask either 1, 2, or 3 questions depending on how good the roll is. It was between 10 and 20. I rolled 15, so that means I get to ask 2 questions. And I have a list of them here. So
And
I'm
but
gonna...
depending on your role, that's how many questions you get to ask, not how honest I have to be.
No, it's how many questions I get to ask.
And
so
I
if
can
it was,
ask, I have to say the truth, but how much I withhold is up to me.
yeah, you can qualify
Okay.
it however you like, but you must be as honest as possible.
Okay.
So because it was between 10 and 20, I get to ask 2 questions.
Okay.
So I'm gonna ask, are there any dangers I haven't noticed?
You are one. You are dangers.
I hate that answer.
Got him.
I'm gonna cry.
Got him. Okay.
But
Are
he
there any-
hasn't noticed.
Are there any Well, yeah, I don't know. Do you notice yourself?
I am noticing myself. Yes.
Oh my god. Oh
my God.
He's sentient.
I noticed me.
Notice me. Any dangers you haven't noticed? You intuit that there is probably some form of armed guard specifically for the guy you're wanting to talk with or work around.
Okay. And then my second question is, what here is not what it appears to be? If anything.
Oh, so this is a list of questions you pull from.
I can share it with you if you like.
No. I like not knowing them. That's very interesting.
Okay.
I mean, I pulled this resource and I could look at it if I wanted to, but
That's true. Yeah.
Ask it again.
What here is not what it appears to be, if anything?
I'm not sure I have a good answer to this question. Everything is pretty much. I don't think there's no Brink shenanigans going on,
Okay.
and everything appears to be as it is. I would say.
Okay. That being said, I'll relay my intuition to the team so that they can be kind of aware that there might be someone guarding our target, I guess.
Are you doing this over the earpiece too?
Yeah,
Okay, so everyone now has that info.
just to let them all know.
Word. Cool. Loving it.
Do you think we should try to take the guy out? Maybe steal his earpiece? 'Cause it's got the squiggly thing that I wanted.
I mean, that's not half a bad idea because they'll start talking to you then, won't they?
Yeah, I could be a guard.
Yeah, for the guy that we're trying to hit.
Yeah,
Yeah. You're good at roleplay, right, Paulie?
I think so.
All right.
His
Let's get him
girlfriend
that
seems to
earpiece.
think so.
Hey, yo.
Ew.
Ew. All right, tonight I'm gonna be spaghetti.
No more Mr. Lasagna.
I'm gonna be spaghetti and you're gonna be the meatball. Get ready for the parmesan.
I don't know why No More Mr. Lasagna just took me right the fuck out.
No more Mr. Lasagna. Can we all just take a step back and recognize "Get ready for the Parmesan" was said a moment ago by Patrick?
Yes.
Do we have to?
Oh.
Yikes. You should make that your Twitter bio.
Parmesan.
That's really funny.
What a catchphrase.
That's next time I go to an Italian restaurant, I deeply hope when they bring over the thing to grate the Parmesan, they don't say, tell me when, they go, get ready for the Parmesan.
You should
Anyway.
just say that to whoever you're with that is getting the Parmesan. Just give him the old elbow in the shoulder. Get
Give him-
ready for my Parmesan.
Oh, get ready for my Parmesan. Oh boy.
Yeah.
All right, how are we getting this earpiece from this guy? Justin's like, I can go down there.
Yeah, you can just go down there.
Yeah, but like I can only go to places I can see.
Can you see the
you-
guy?
Can you see it?
I can see the guy, but I can't see up here. Probably. Like once I'm down, like once when I'm down, I can't.
Do you think you could see the balcony, the perimeter balcony?
Well, he's at the building's edge, so no.
Tell you what, how about you come with me? And I start descending down the fire exit.
Okay, he's like, cool. And he starts walking down with you.
Let's be real careful. There's those guys. But we're gonna slowly make our way to the building.
Okay, roll stealth for me,
Sure.
and he'll do the same.
That's an 18.
You got a 12. So he's relatively stealthy, but you're definitely more stealthy than he is.
Okay. You sure you're okay, bud?
Oh yeah, never been better.
We're gonna make it eventually.
He
oh,
trips over nothing, and then catches himself.
I'm just like, yeah. Like, kid, do you want to get shot?
No.
You talked about not dying, right?
Yes.
You still want to do that?
Yes.
Then watch your step. So
Yes.
we eventually make our way to the wall, right?
Okay.
So since it's night, I'm just gonna activate a little bit of brink energy because there's a lot of dark on that wall.
Yeah.
I'm going to touch Justin's shoulder
Okay.
so I can drag him into the shadow pool with me.
Yeah. Sure.
We can
Sure.
traverse upwards to be at that edge where the glass domes are.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. You're up there. You sort of emerge and are able to climb up onto it, and you're there.
I want to peer down into the into the glass dome
Yeah.
and see, definitely see like what we can or what he can teleport to, or any particular points of interest.
Sure. So first of all, he asks, should I get the earpiece from the guy?
I thought he was like inside. I'm sorry. Then yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
he's on the
begins.
out. Yeah, he's on the outside, like outside the wall.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, like, since we're looking down, you can definitely
Yeah.
like teleport there, and then yeah.
Justin
yoink the-
teleports there, yoinks the earpiece, and then is like, and just is like standing behind the guy with the earpiece in hand, and you all see this instantly that he's just standing there with the earpiece in hand, and he's doing nothing. And the guy's getting ready to turn, like he's touching his ear, like what the fuck? He's getting ready to turn around. Does anyone do anything?
Can anyone do anything? Okay.
So it would be up to either Jameson, I guess Jameson. Jameson just pulls out a gun and fucking shoots him. No,
No, I mean, Mama can head down there, and I mean, like he's the stealth guy, right?
Yeah.
So we can attempt to knock him out, knock him unconscious, and slip him into the shadow pool.
Roll to hit with advantage.
Yeah. Ooh, with advantage.
It's a surprise attack. It's a sneak attack.
Sneak attack. That's a 22.
Yeah, you hit. Roll just like an unarmed strike. I think it's D4 plus strength.
Sure. What is my mod? That is a 4.
You give him the at the oh, he withers away into the ground, and he's unconscious. And Justin's like, I got it.
What do you got? Oh, right.
Did you forget?
No. That's
Of course
in
not.
character, but shut up.
Oh, okay.
What do you want me to go? Da na na na.
And then suddenly
uh,
Mamba understands.
Yeah, exactly. Paulie, you see that he has the earpiece now.
Okay. Do I have any way to get up this wall that that
You
Mamba
can either
just
come down here
gathered
with
up?
us, or
Justin's like, yeah, can we bring the others down here and just go up the way you just took me up?
yeah, shouldn't be a problem.
And he's just like, what do we do with the body?
He just like slowly like just like kicks and like shoves the body into the shadow pool.
It seeps in. And Jameson leads Paulie and Rusty down. And you make it to the well, yeah, Cade, the earpiece is connected to a thing that came with it, obviously. They didn't just yoink just a cable. You're all down there, and Mamba's able to get you with his brink up to the balcony, to this sort of like perimeter's edge. And we're gonna jump back to the partygoers. Okay.
Before we jump, can I do one thing?
Yeah.
I'm gonna radio in to the party people and say, hey, if you need this guy in a particular spot, we got an earpiece so we can from their team, so we can maybe direct him and maybe make him think there's a threat.
Noted.
Who is that?
Yard.
Charles.
You may have the wrong number, Charles. I was trying to talk to Chance and Lexi.
Oh my god.
Is he German now?
I don't know. It's supposed to be an accent that is just unfamiliar.
Yeah, sure. Will says, yeah, thank you, Paulie. Chance is Charles, but yes, thank you.
I'm in, right? I can also.
Yeah.
I'm here. Sorry.
Okay.
This is going.
You have an
great.
update?
How's school going?
Yeah, I just said my update. It didn't come through to you.
Nope.
Oh, okay. I said that we got an earpiece from this guy's security team. So if you need like him to be somewhere, we can direct him.
I love how
Okay.
horribly incompetent every single one of our characters is.
Nope.
None of us know what is going on or what to do.
All right, so we cut to the people inside the party, and let's go back to Inkwell Aisle 3, huh?
We
Yeah.
found. We locate the guy we're looking for.
Everybody roll investigation. That is inside. Well, I guess everybody could do it.
Yeah, I mean we have a bird's eye view, right?
Yeah. Lexi,
14.
Mamba,
11.
Paulie,
16.
Chance,
2.
and Jameson got a 17, and Adriana got a 5. So between the lot of you, many people have located this individual. He's standing at the bar at the far edge, and he's ordering a drink. And there's a couple of guys within 20 feet of him that all seem to be sort of situating themselves in a way that they can always see him. And they look to be in his group.
How many?
There's about 5 of them. And there's a lot of people in this ballroom, by the way. There's probably 300 people here. And I don't know what your guys' plan is, but yeah, that's how many people there are, and that's where he is. And Adriana's like, where should Will and I go?
Get a position at the bar, and Lexi and I will go talk to him.
Okay.
Like, hang on, I want to observe what he's doing for a bit.
Okay. She and Will go to the bar.
Okay. I'm using
like on the
subject
far
analysis.
end. Okay, what's that do?
I analyze one creature within 60 feet. I can learn its damage immunities, resistances, or vulnerabilities. Next attack is also a crit. I decide to attack him at any point.
Interesting. He
So if I can watch him for over a minute, it doesn't kind of action. We're not engaged in battle anyway.
right. He doesn't. Given that he's not like this isn't directly applicable to this kind of campaign. In every instance, sometimes it will be. Some creatures will be immune to things. But given that he's just like a human, I'll give you some like info on him instead. He is. He's wearing the suit as I had described, and these white, beautiful white shoes with like a pointed tip that comes upwards at the end, and gold stitching that looks like it is probably real. And he has on a pair of shades, probably $20,000 sunglasses. And you get the impression that this is an unbelievably confident man. He probably hasn't been questioned on something in a very long time. Not that it's very necessary. You gather that he often makes the right decision for himself. He very rarely makes decisions for others, but he often makes the correct decisions for himself and for the betterment of his wealth and his well-being. He's very sure of himself, very wealthy, obviously, and you sense that he's waiting for something, but he's not eager.
Okay.
He's happy to enjoy the evening.
Can we approach him now? Do you want to do that, Lexi? Does Lexi want to do that?
Sure.
In the meantime, Will and Adriana, you see them order drinks. You don't know what they order, but they both receive a drink, and they're sort of just sitting there and chatting with various people.
We walk up to him, and I awkwardly tap him on the shoulder, and I say, hello?
A hand is immediately put on your shoulder when you tap him on the shoulder.
Apologies, Charles.
Sorry, he's still learning proper etiquette. These kinds of events. This is my accountant.
Accountant.
He turns around and I'm gonna try South African. He says, it's a pleasure to meet you, miss. What's your name?
Alexandra Hargrove.
Hargrove Electrics. Excellent. My name is Kungawa. It's a pleasure to meet you. And he
Accountant.
Yes,
This is
excellent.
Mr. Charles.
Oh, Charles.
He reaches down to
Excellent.
shake your hand, Lexi.
Yes.
And it's a very gentle handshake.
Okay.
And
Respond accordingly.
he
Are
says,
his hands stuffed?
Stuffed?
Stuffed. Are his hands soft?
Oh, soft. Yeah, his hands are. He clearly moisturizes every day.
Seems the type, yeah.
And he smells fantastic. He's just wearing some ungodly cologne, probably made by the murder of thousands of animals.
Is he extremely handsome?
He's
we went over that, yeah.
extremely
Yeah.
handsome,
Yep.
even up close. What a stunner!
Can I compliment his smell in broken English?
You can go ahead.
You nose good.
And
You
Thank you,
nose good.
Charles.
and he touches his nose and he's like, "Thank you. It's very
Oh, apologies.
oh,
They're good.
yes, thank you. It's great.
Just
Thanks,
coming in.
thank you."
He's fantastic with money. Why we
Right.
excuse his other.
Everybody needs one, of course. Yeah.
Exactly.
Is there something I can help you with, Miss Hargrove? I get the inclination that maybe you're not here just to talk to me.
You have a wonderful intuition. I wanted to talk maybe a bit more privately, if you wouldn't mind, about certain something.
He like jokingly says, "Mike, you're a little young, Miss Hargrove. That's very forward." But he's like clearly joking, and it's like that's a weird joke to make. But he's like obviously joking, and he says, "Yes, that could be arranged. Yeah."
Fantastic. And then could ask for like a time or something.
He says he snaps, and the guy who put his hand on Chance's shoulder walks up to him and whispers something in his ear, and Kungawa nods, and he turns to you and he says, "There's a I didn't mention this before, but there are doors off of the ballroom, obviously, and there's a main one that leads like to the opera room, the theater, but that's like off to the side." And he says, "Why don't we meet in row H of the mezzanine in like 10 minutes?"
Sounds good. Thank you for your time.
Yes, it's been a pleasure. And Mr. Charles, was it?
Yes, Charles.
Very nice to meet you. And he
Very
turns...
nice to meet you.
Charles, come.
Oh, yes, Miss Hargrave.
Almost her last name. Very close.
I don't have
Love that. Love that.
We're gonna start walking away.
He turns and is enjoying his drink. And Adriana and Will wait a bit. And then they're like, Will makes it look like he's talking to Adriana, but into the earpiece is like, Lexi, is there anything we should be doing, or should we just follow behind?
I don't know, follow behind. I'm really nervous. I've never done anything like this before.
Yeah, sure. We'll be right behind you.
Do you have any
I'm there too,
advice
don't worry.
on how to bring this up, since we don't know exactly what this is called?
Don't worry, I've got it.
Adriana says, why don't you just be insinuative about what it is?
That was the plan. Okay, I just didn't know if there was any other advice
I
to
don't
give.
know what it is.
Look, I've sat in on business meetings, but I haven't done a deal myself, so.
Over the
Great.
headset, you just hear, you're doing a great job, Adriana.
Thank you. This gin and tonic is powerful.
Christ.
Boy.
Shall we?
Do we
Shall
know?
we fast forward?
Do we know if this thing is on him?
You don't know. I can tell you that Lexi did not intuit that he was holding anything. That I didn't mention, but is probably worthwhile to mention. You don't know. For the people above looking in through the glass, you all saw this whole interaction take place in real time just now. And you watch Lexi and Chance kind of walk off. Where will the two of you go in the meantime?
We're gonna go off to like a side, like basically ask for a drink at another part of the bar. She'll get something non-alcoholic, and just like
Sure.
look at some art if there's art there, right?
Yeah,
that they
there's
can
some stuff on
converse.
display, like prints of things that will be auctioned.
Yeah, Lexi also wants to tell the rest of the group, like, look for anybody else we know that we may not want to talk to.
Yeah. Chance, what would you like to drink?
A white Russian.
That's what you are. And maybe.
Kind of.
He mixes the drink for you. He pours it and passes it over to you. It's free. And he says, enjoy.
Thank you.
And he quickly walks over to go serve someone else. We'll cut to the people above in the balcony. And for the lot of you, you don't see Riley or Gillian anywhere. Scouring the crowd, you don't see them. But could I have all of you roll perception one more time? Sorry.
Including us.
Just the people above.
Nat 20, baby.
Nice. We'll just take Rusty's then. Rusty, you see, there's a door towards the entrance, on the opposite side of the building, and this door opens, and a hand reaches out to grab something, and somebody places an envelope in the hand, and then the hand retreats, and you think you saw a bracelet on the hand.
Is that the door we're supposed to go in?
No. It's the exact diagonal opposite.
Okay.
It's towards the entrance, and the door you're going in is the opera house in the front back left.
The
Yeah, so
people up on the
everybody-
roof, I kind of like point and say, I relay the information.
You all see the door.
Could we have you four on the roof split up and one look to see if they can in that room and the other look ahead in the room we're supposed to eat in? Getting a weird feeling. Okay.
Why don't we send
Got a
Paulie
bad
down
feeling
first?
about this.
He's so why don't we send Paulie down first? He's quite fit for the job.
Yeah, all right. I could do that.
Okay. Yeah, Paulie, what would you like to do?
Is there any other? Are there any other viewpoints into the building from the roof?
The room that's like an offshoot, where this
perimeter room?
interaction took place, the perimeter room. You gather there may be a skylight in there.
Okay. I'll head over that way. See if I see anything.
Sure. Looking in, you see there is it's the at least one or two members of the G Squad, like for sure. So Gillian's team. You see the jock, the sort of jock guy, whose name was
Charles.
Kevin. And Kevin is in a suit, a sort of sporty looking suit, leaning up against a table. And then Kyoko, the shorter girl, is sitting on a table and she's reading something from an envelope.
Okay. I relay in my earpiece. We got bogeys in this room over here. G Squad.
G Squad's here.
G-Force. The hamsters are here.
UMA.
Welcome in,
God.
Raiders, by the way. Hello, everybody. Welcome. This is a D&D show featuring speedrunning people. We're in the middle of sort of a heist at a party right now in New York City. That's the set scene.
And we have magical powers.
They do have magical powers.
Got like
but they're
3 men, a
human.
rat, and a 13-year-old girl.
The title of my autobiography.
I hope not.
Well, just wait until I bring the Parmesan.
Oh no.
It's also
Here
mean
comes the
outside.
Parmesan.
No more Mr. Lasagna.
That is an autobiography. This episode's been going on for just a little under 2 hours. This is the 7th episode of our 3rd campaign. You can find us at youtube.com/speedrunnersdragons, !S&D.
And live here every Monday. Well, every other Monday.
Yeah. Also, I'm adef. Hi, this is my channel.
Hi, I'm
Here
adef.
comes
This
the
is my
Parmesan.
channel.
Looking in through the skylight, yeah, you see these two individuals. You don't really see anything else. The room is very dark.
Do I see any indication of what might have been in that envelope, or if the envelope is there somewhere?
She's reading it. Kyoko's reading it. It looks to be a note of some kind.
Can I hear anything they're saying?
The skylight is closed.
Okay. Is there a mechanism to open it like any other ones?
There is.
Does it look like it will make horrible squeaky noises if I try it?
You're not sure.
Okay. I make a very small attempt to turn the crank and just see what happens. Okay. I leave it alone.
You see them look around and then return to what they're doing. They look to be waiting for something.
Yeah, they hear that over the giant party just outside the door.
Wait, yeah,
they
fair.
hear that.
Fair, actually, fair. Yeah, fair. They don't hear that, but you do think that maybe if you cranked it all the way, it might. I mean, maybe.
I'm gonna not take my chances.
Okay. You do. Do you have the earpiece in the security guard one?
I do.
You hear Kungawa moving to the theater in 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of all the information you
Did
guys
they
have.
look
right
like they react to that news? G-Squad?
now. No.
Okay.
So what's next, team? So
you
Lexi
gonna-
asked
you gonna-
if you could send people into the theater.
You gonna tell that to anybody? Or you're just gonna.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh no, Polly isn't gonna say anything.
Yeah, it's stuff you already know.
Yeah. where
Is
you're
anybody moving to the theater?
Is the theater's not the room that we're meeting in, right?
It
Here
is,
is the
yeah.
room.
He's asked to meet you guys in like row H of the balcony. In the, I may have said mezzanine before, but I meant balcony.
Okay.
In the actual opera house.
Lexi suggested double checking to make sure that it's safe.
Sure. What's that in?
Oh, for the other team.
Oh, well, I mean, we're okay. Sure.
But yeah,
Would
we can
anybody
head in
like
there
to go in
shortly.
there?
What is the best way to get there?
You could descend the build. Well, there's actually a door on the roof that I had described earlier that you think leads
Use
out
the
from the
bathroom.
opera house. Sure, out from the opera house onto this balcony. So you could try that door.
Sure.
So it's either that or through the windows, right? With the latches.
That would lead you into the ballroom, but there's no windows in the opera house itself. You'd have to descend and go in through like a side entrance, which it does have like loading bays for sets and things like that. But Jameson walks over and tries the door and says it's locked. And Justin's like, does it have a keyhole? And Jameson's like, yeah. And Justin's like, cool. And he walks over and looks in the keyhole and then is gone.
This is some
And-
campaign 1 heist stuff right here.
Yeah, I've stolen this idea. And then the door and opens. And he's like, all right, guys, cool. We're in.
Yeah, we're in.
We're in.
Don't let him hear you. All right, let's go.
I'm
And
staying perched above the G Squad room, by the way, keeping an
Sure.
eye on them.
that's
Justin
really good.
asks, Justin's like, can I join Polly?
If you'd feel better about it, sure.
Yeah, I don't want to go. I don't want to be. I don't want to be inside.
Yeah. No, you got it. No, you did your part. Go.
And he's instantly next to Polly. He's like, hey, man.
Holy shit, dude!
Yeah, it's really scary. And the rest of you go inside, and you are sort of in this sort of like, you go down 3 flights of stairs, and when you open the door, you're on the like rafters of the like where the lighting racks are for the opera house. And I don't know if any of you've ever been on like a lighting catwalk in a theater, but it's like it's really high, perched above like hundreds, like 100 feet above the ground, and just where they like focus the spots and everything. And you are up there right now. Why don't you all roll perception for me?
So not that quiet to walk on a lot of the times. You gotta.
Yeah, they do swing and sway and make chain noises.
Yeah.
It depends on ones
This is
that
an
are just.
old, this is an
Steel
old
beams.
building. This is a 1920s. It's probably reinforced. I don't know. Fucking not FEMA. What's the OSHA?
They haven't updated the catwalk in 100 years.
That's right. Because for cats.
God.
Exactly.
Yeah. Roll perception. Rusty and Mamba. And Jameson.
13.
19.
19. Mamba, the room is empty. From what you can gather, there's not a soul in this room. And the lights are all off, save for a ghost light on the stage, which is a little theater tradition. And it's a very dimly lit. I mean, there are like little lights on the ground showing people like where you would sit. But other than that, it's dark. You don't see anybody. You don't hear anything. The room is dead quiet. Yeah, that seems to be it.
Any other entrances, exits to be aware of?
Yeah, so there is, you can't see, but you surmise that there are entrances in the back of the house below the balcony. But at the balcony level, there are 2 exits at the top towards the back. So if you're standing in like the middle of the catwalk looking at the stage, if you turn around to look at the back of house, there are 2 doors, 2 double doors at the back of the balcony seats.
I see. I'll stick to the perimeter of the room and just slowly make my way up toward I guess where the dim, you said there's a dim spotlight like near the center at the back there.
Yeah, so on it is typical in theaters, it's a tradition to have what's called a ghost light, which is like a light that never goes out when all the other lights are off. It's like a dumb tradition about you don't want your theater to be haunted. But it's just a like a light bulb that's hanging into the middle of the stage.
I'm gonna radio in and just relay to the team that it's super empty, and I'm super unsettled actually. But I'm gonna try to make my way and see if there's any other points of interest here. If not, make my way elsewhere. Yeah.
Lexi will respond and say thank you, and you can stay quiet. Feel free to hold your position. You make the deal.
Yeah, I'll stick here.
Okay.
Great. Jameson is like. Jameson weirdly is like, I don't like this. He's like, I don't like heights like I'm not a big heights guy. I'm gonna stay in the stair just off the cat. Well, I don't like it. I don't want to be out there. Is that okay? He's like whispering this.
Okay.
And he just stays back. He's like hugging the wall. This very burly, like 45-year-old dude is like really nervous. And we'll cut to the time when it's to happen. Lexi and Chance, it's been 10 minutes, and you file into the theater. And when you open the door out of the ballroom into the theater, there's like a walkway around the outside that has stairs that you would go up the back to make it to the balcony before you enter into the house itself.
That probably has the side lighting up.
Yeah, exactly. And you're able to make it up there if that's where you wish to go. And your rendezvous point is easy to find, row H in the balcony.
Are there lights to turn on for us when we go in, or do we?
You gather that the lights must be elsewhere.
So we're just going in there pitch dark?
Well, it's not pitch black. There is like an aura of light in the room, like from the floor lights and the one stage light. Like you can see. Do you sit? What's the plan?
I am okay sitting.
We sit.
Just gonna have her hand
Okay.
back on the lap.
After about a minute, Paulie, you hear on the radio, moving into the theater now for meeting. And
from the guy himself.
From one of the bodyguards.
Oh, they're also.
You gather Kungawa himself probably doesn't have an earpiece.
Okay. That I relate to the team. Say,
sure.
The guy is on his way to you right now.
Hey, Polly.
And Paulie, if you so wish, you could confirm this visually by like peering over your back shoulder into the ballroom itself, and you see him and his entourage like move out the doors. And they head up to the ball or up to the stairs. That nobody sees that obviously, but the double doors open, and some light peers in from the hallway, and they start walking in. And he sits down next to you, or he sits like 5 seats away from you guys. And one row down, and he turns over his left shoulder, and he's like, so let's talk business, and we're going to take a break.
Okay, great.
So we will be back in just a few short minutes. Please do not go anywhere, everybody. We're going to play some ads, and we recommend you get up, stretch your legs, get some water, use the restroom, etc. And we will be right back with more Speedrunners and Dragons after this. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Speedrunners and Dragons Campaign 3, Episode 7. We are currently in the midst of some kind of intrigue, heist, sort of party navigating nightmare scenario at a gala. And Lexi and Chance, under the guise of Lexi and Charles, are about to meet with a prospective seller, a vendor of some object that the villains desire. And they are currently in an opera house, and we'll start with them. So Mamba and Rusty, it is worth noting that you hear everything that is said. Not just through the earpiece, but like auditorily you hear it right away. Lexi, yeah, so he says, so let's talk business. What seems to have piqued your interest, young lady?
So you know my father's a very busy man. He
Yes.
decided to send me as his liaison to talk about a certain something that may have with you this evening that has piqued his interest. I'd like to work with.
It's very interesting. You know, it's not like your father to be dealing in these sorts of things, but I must say, you know, better late than never, of course.
I agree. You know, there's we've been developing some new technology lately, and I think potentially be very useful. Potentially.
Very interested in object, Mr.
Yes, Charles,
Holgrave.
Right. And he sort of turns around and he says, "This is a beautiful theater, isn't it? I mean, it's got all these wonderful sort of arches and columns and things. I'm not an architecture guy, but you know, do what I can to sort of appraise things when I see them. And I must say, you're the type of person that is a pretty penny. And there is a prior bid, which I gather you might know about, given that you know we have the object this evening."
Yeah.
How long have we been talking to him at this point?
45 seconds.
Okay. This place, like building in where from me. Very nice at home.
And where is that? I can't place your accent.
A kind of east, not America.
Can you roll deception for me?
Oh no. Oh no.
So that one.
No!
See if you can save this. See if you can save this. He says, "We don't have to put on affectations anymore. I know you're not from where you say you think you're from."
Affectation?
Drop the act.
I don't know. It's okay. I
Charles,
speak
please.
more English than I put on. I don't like saying where I'm from. Is military occupied zone, kind of switching all the time. That is why I'm here. I'm very good with numbers and no use there. Have to come America, much better place.
And he says, "A child of war. I know that feeling. You know, South Africa in my childhood was very wrought with racial tension and civil war, and apartheid was, rampant when I was growing up. So, I understand being from a place where, you don't feel safe. So I feel you there, Mr. Charles, was it?"
Yes, Charles. Charles is my name.
Right on. Well,
So
okay.
I would like to, at this point, now that we've been talking a while, use a skill I have as an orator called Rumor Monger.
okay.
And I'm just gonna rattle off everything because it's like 3 paragraphs long.
Okay, sure.
5th level, you become adept at spreading stories and influencing people's views of others. When you speak for at least 1 minute to a group of creatures, you can attempt to influence their perception of another creature. Up to 6 creatures that can see and hear you can understand you must make a wisdom saving throw. The DC of 8 plus your proficiency plus charisma, which for me would be 13.
Okay.
And let's see. On a failed save, creature's influence either positively or negatively towards a creature that you designate. The designated creature has disadvantage on ability check, interact socially with a negatively influenced target, or an advantaged ability check, interact socially with a positively influenced target. This effect lasts for 24 hours. Creature's saving throw is successful. It's immune for 24 hours to the ability.
Okay.
And the effects end immediately. You or your companions damage a target, any effects of the ability end immediately, and I can use it up to 3 times.
Okay. So I will say that the story you just told about your war-torn country will be your sort of...
No.
Oh, you want to tell a story for it?
No. I'm doing something else.
Okay, well then do it.
Okay. Did he make the throw, or do I have to do it before the throw?
I'll roll it before, sure.
Okay.
He fails.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll for his bodyguards. He has 2 bodyguards with him.
Okay.
Do you want me to roll for them too, or do you care?
It's. I think
It
it's
can
just
go
the
to
target.
them. It says it up to 6 creatures.
You understand? Must. Oh yes, it's not just the targets; it's all of them. So sure.
Do I
he
have to
fails?
roll?
No, I don't think so.
No, you're not. You're good.
They all fail. All 3 of them
Okay.
failed.
Cool. So at this point, I'll say, now that the act is dropped, I can talk to you about the money. This is good. So, Mr.
he says
Hargrove,
yes.
Mr. Hargrove has very big interest in this object that you have. He was not comfortable telling Lexi or I about exactly what it is. We know that you have it, and we have Mr. Hargrove's permission to spend as much money as possible to get the item. We do not know this bid you are talking about, but we can tell you with absolute certainty that what Mr. Hargrove wants to do with said object will benefit you financially very long into the future. Dividends on dividends.
So we're talking about a partnership, not just
Yeah,
a one-time deal.
In sorts, is what he tells me, yes.
Lexi's impressed. She's like,
And a guy comes down, and they sort of whisper to each other for a second, and then, well, look, if it's a future partnership, I mean, I know that you know, and he's predisposed to trust you now because of this. I assume.
Almost like a
Did you
charm.
make it? Did you make it yourself, Charles, or did you make it Lexi that he's predisposed to trust?
Sorry, it
Okay.
was supposed to be Lexi.
Okay.
You can trust Miss Hargrave to do what her father wants.
He says, look, I mean, you said you could pay any amount of money. I could take that opportunity to shortchange you, but I get the feeling that maybe this is your first deal of this sort of size and scope.
I am
So-
very nervous. This is very out of my wheelbox. I am numbers man, and I am making deal with very accomplished person. So
Oh,
this-
well, you flatter me. You flatter me. Look, I'll tell you what the bid is, and you tell me if it's in the wheelhouse or something you could go over. I've been promised $30 million for this object.
only 30 million? Oh my goodness.
so we were originally told 20, right?
I don't remember.
I
I
don't
think
remember
you
either.
said we were told 20 and we raised 30.
Well, he's telling you 30 now.
Okay.
He says it's $30 million is the current highest bid. Kind of funny that we're now doing sort of like an auction thing when we're at sort of an auction event, you know?
Very true. So this is something you'd need immediate wiring for?
Yes.
Okay.
I cannot part this object. I came into possession of this object through a series of very difficult deals, and I would like to be rid of it, but I would like to be rid of it for the right price immediately.
I will tell you, I am able to wire immediately given Miss Hargrave's permission. It's not my money, of course, you know.
Oh, yes. You would never. You
Right.
could never.
I mean, I would never.
Scott, Charles is a funny guy. He's a funny guy.
Does she know how much they have access to, or is it just the 30?
Jameson says that he had told you hear in the earpiece right away. Jameson is like, we've pulled 40. Between Hargrove and my company, we have 40.
We can increase your value up to, that'd be an easy. No, that would be
What?
third more.
Don't give it all away at once. Slow roll.
Yeah, it'd be a 33% increase if you did to 40. Bid 30 million and 1 cent.
You'd like to just get it over with.
Yeah.
I'd like to increase the profit for you initially by 33%. In that,
You're proposing 40 million.
Plus extended partnership of sorts. You will have to talk with Mr.
This
Hargrove.
seems like an offer of good faith. I trust you understand that as attractive as this offer is, I will have to consult with the opposing bidder in order to, confirm that they're not willing to go higher than this. I trust you understand that.
yes, we understand.
Jameson in the radio quickly is like, I will personally throw in another 5. And Will's like, I'll throw in another 10.
Okay.
To close it right now.
What would it take
We'll
for
say,
you to not consult with them and just cut them cold turkey? This is how you say cold turkey?
Yes, cold turkey. I think that's right.
Sounds
Look,
good.
You put 50 on the table right now, and I'll walk away.
Lex is gonna lean into chance to like pseudo confirm.
Right.
Be like, this is, we can part with 50.
Well, then what are we waiting for? Let's pop the champagne.
I will access funds now. Mr. Brave, your phone, please.
Appreciate your willingness to meet with us and discuss this partnership.
Of course. Any opportunity to partner with a major tech company in America is a big win for me, so
This will be a big win for us as well.
I'm sure. And he hails down the guy, and he hands you a slip with routing information for an account.
We'll hand it to Chance and be like, if you would. Just hoping that Jameson will tell him the instructions.
Of course. You understand, for privacy's sake, I will step away for a moment.
And he says, yes, of course.
Okay, I will return.
We will wait here.
Miss Hargrave, you are feeling okay with me being right back?
Yes, thank you, Charles.
Okay. I walk down the stairs.
Yeah, you're able to, and you can exit out the back of the balcony.
Okay, I'll do that.
If you want to, because otherwise you'd have to jump down to the mezzanine.
Just a real quick hop down.
Over the radio, you hear Will, and he's like, "Okay, Charles, I can do the wiring if that's helpful."
Yes, please. Thank you.
I'm just around the corner.
Okay, I go meet up with William Williamson.
William Williamsworth.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Has some app on his phone that's got like ultra crazy encryption, and he sees the number, and he's like, I already confirmed. God, I'm mixing up accents now. I confirmed with Mr. Hargrove that I can use his exiting account to sort of, make it look efficient.
I don't know what any of that means, but if it's done, then that's great.
He sends the 50 mil, and then he gives you the slip back, and he's like, go back.
Head
Just
back
been
in
talking
with the
about
slip.
theater, I assume.
Yeah. In the meantime, he was gallivanting you with a tale of his days playing rugby.
Yeah. You realize that he would want to talk. Like,
Yeah, he's like, when I was around your age, I was playing rugby. I was on a very quite successful youth rugby team, actually. Are you playing any sports?
I do have a strenuous activity schedule, so I've been learning of various types of basic sports. But I'd love to hear more about rugby.
Great. Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, when you get a try, isn't that what a touchdown is in rugby? Is a try?
Yeah.
When you get into a scrum with your mates, and then you just, you're plowing down with all your boys.
He's been taught how to be like an active listener.
And in the meantime, we're gonna cut to I almost said Lucius. We're gonna cut to Polly for a second. Here comes Inkwell. Polly, you suddenly see the two of them get up and walk out.
Hey, we got G Squad on the move.
And as you track them out into the ballroom, you see that they exit out and are looking around the room and look towards the entrance. And as you follow their eye line, you see a bald man in glasses that looks to be your man. And he is accompanied by a very well-dressed. They're both wearing like exquisite suits, but it's clearly Riley and Gillian that are standing in the entrance and sort of adjusting their suits. And then they walk in, and they're walking towards the bar.
Riley and Gillian just entered the building.
And Jameson's like, okay, we need to get out.
Is the deal done yet?
Working on it. And at this point, I go in with
Lexi can't answer. She's not going to interrupt this guy because I think that would be really disrespectful.
Chance, you walk back in.
Happy to say, wire transfer complete.
Free to check your account.
Ngalo leans back to one of his guys, and his guy looks at the phone and is like, all right, the case is backstage. Actually, I'll get one of my guys to go get it.
Absolutely, we can send Charles back for that. Want to take up any more of your time this evening?
Well, yes, I do want to participate in the auction myself. I got a little bit of new cash to work with.
Absolutely, and we'll be in touch for.
Oh yes, please. Let me give you my business card. This is my personal line. You use it anytime. and he says, "And Charles, it's been a surprising pleasure to do business with you."
Of course. I hope in future I talk to you with this new deal. I do not know specifics, of course. I am employee, but it is exciting prospect.
Carlos
you
does
ever-
have a lot of
Case.
surprises.
If you ever looking for gainful employment elsewhere, you
Oh,
call me.
very sly.
I
very
know, I'm always
sly.
trying to like pull off the
I
guys at
am
other
a
places.
I am a loyal
All right,
man.
all right,
I am
all
a
right,
loyal
all right.
man.
And he shakes both of your hands and he exits through the back, and then one of the bodyguards beckons, without speaking, you to follow him. And he leads you down around to the stage. And Polly,
Lexi's
as
heard
you're,
that Riley and Gillian have come in.
you just heard that as Chance was sitting back down next to you.
Okay, so we know that by
yes.
the time he's gonna go backstage.
And you're with him. You're walking, you go down the stairs into the house. So now you're in the bottom floor of the theater. And you're walking through the front aisle, the middle aisle, towards the stage. So let's get a 4-on-1 on what everybody's doing right now. Polly, you see the two of them heading for a drink, and you can see now all of the G team members are stationed throughout the party. You notice that as Kyoko and Kevin are sort of trailing them at a distance, and then the Colonel and Howard are up towards the stage at the front of the ballroom.
We got a full house. The entire G team is accounted for here.
Lexi's gonna talk to the bodyguard and be like, since this is a very lucrative item, we'd love to be able to exit with it quietly. There's an exit that you know of we could use.
And he opens a latch in the stage and produces a gray briefcase about that thick.
I thought you were gonna say it's like this big.
I know, like this big. I was like, whoa.
The rat suitcase.
It's like yay big and yay thick.
All right,
And he hands it to you.
I'll take it.
So what? Yeah.
And he says,
Oh, yes. Open it up.
you open it, and there is a tube, a glass tube with metal casing on both ends, and some kind of gas inside.
Great.
Can
Thank
we?
you.
Is there a way to surmise if this is what we are there for? If they're trying to pull a fast one?
You're not sure.
Oh, all right.
It looks very real. Adriana, you do hear Adriana over the radio. She's like, "What does it look like? What is it?"
Like,
This apparently.
Can we see it from
Mr.
above?
Hargrove wants gas tube. Okay.
That's a fun one. That's good thinking, Chance. She says, "That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it."
Everything looks to be in order. Thank you very much. We
Great,
will be
Charles, if-
leaving now.
wouldn't mind? Yeah, like close it up and.
Yeah.
There's an entrance out backstage that he leads you to and points at. As you hear this, Polly, you see suddenly the Colonel goes up to his ear and then starts talking, and then all the members of G Team start briskly moving towards the theater.
Okay.
They're moving in your position right now.
Uh,
They're
are
trying
we-
to get to the theater.
Have we separated from the bodyguard yet?
Yeah, you just did.
Okay. Can't steal it. Steal it. Can't get it if you steal it.
But we bought it.
No, it's mine.
No, it's mine. And I take it. Take it out of the
As-
briefcase and shove it in my pocket.
How many people are in the ballroom?
It's like 300.
Okay. Well, this means like, okay, thank you. Means that it's in a safe dimension.
In my pockets.
Excellent. What's the play, guys? What's the play?
Are they in the theater yet? Or are they walking in towards it right now?
They are very close. They are almost there.
We've just
Okay.
Are we
walked
like
out.
backstage, like near an exit?
Yeah, you're at the backstage exit
Can
right
we
now.
get the fuck out?
Yeah.
She's like,
Is there a
Let's go.
is there a location that is not populated in the ballroom?
The stage.
Okay. how close can I get to the stage? From
You
up
can
here?
be directly above it, which
Which
is like
is half-
60 feet.
Okay. I'm gonna go right above the stage, and I'm gonna focus about halfway down to the ground, and say words "fatal attraction," and we'll see if anything happens.
Oh boy.
Okay. Just sort of materializing out of nothing from a tiny point. Just this weird distortion in space appears, and all of a sudden, are there like curtains on a stage?
Mm-hmm.
They all like get sucked towards this point, with very strong force, and it makes a loud sound. And anything nearby that's not bolted down gets flung up to this point.
There's an easel with a priceless work of art at the front of the stage, and it gets ripped asunder as it flies into the singularity. People are like gasping, and you see the G team momentarily pause and look at it, and then you see the Colonel lock eyes with you, Paulie.
Okay. We've been noticed, but I've been noticed. Not you. I've been noticed.
You get out of there?
We are outside.
We're out back.
Package secure.
Attention is not on you for the
Davison,
moment.
get the van.
And I'm just gonna start sprinting over the roof.
Justin is not running. He just keeps teleporting behind you, or just in front of you, like sitting, and then he's standing, and then he's like this. And,
Mamba and Rusty, where are you?
Well, we could, I suppose, take this moment to like run back out from where we came.
yeah, Jameson is like beckoning you guys. The three of you run out the top,
Oh, I have an idea. Can I do an idea? I'm gonna radio in on the businessman's earpiece.
Yeah.
And give them the descriptions of these dudes, the G Squad, and say that they're a threat to their guy. I forget his name.
Kungawa.
Kungawa. Yeah.
Can you give me a South African accent attempt?
From Polly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even better.
Yeah. Let me think of what I want to say real quick. There's a bunch of dudes who look really weird in the ballroom, and they just caused like a black hole thing.
It's just your voice.
That's the point.
Is Kungawa threatened? Is Kungawa threatened?
Where is he?
He's leaving the theater right now.
I don't have eyes on him from up here.
They're like, you sound weird.
I'm very excited.
All right. And they're like, can we get descriptions, please?
I proceed to describe the people I'm looking at.
Okay.
In exactly that terrible accent.
Sure. They come out
George
with
Lucas,
guns.
dude.
They
fight.
come out with handguns, trained on Riley and Gillian and the G Squad, who are now at the doors of the theater, ignoring you and getting ready to open the doors. Oh Jesus.
Where's the van?
I'm excited, he says.
Sorry, I have to think about what happens next.
Put on your thinking music, huh?
Here's a deep cut. Gillian moves his sleeve back to reveal his black bracelet, turns it, and says, Quiet Thief, Intelligent Design. This is a real deep cut. And he puts his hand on the ground and produces a massive sword, like a great sword out of the ground from the concrete, and he decapitates two of the guys that have guns trained on him.
In front of everybody at the gala, right?
Yeah, people are freaking the fuck out.
Okay.
And That's a really deep cut. If anyone knows what that is, you a real one for sticking it out through Speedrunners and Dragons. That's like campaign 2, episode 2.
I was like, yeah, that sounds.
3. And bet you never thought that one would come back. I told you, did I not tell you?
Sad though.
In campaign 2, did I not tell you that they would be back in
Yep.
some capacity?
The anti-Brink coalition.
I
Who
left
would
their
have thought?
story open. They're back, baby. In some degree. So he does this, and the sword it's like a great sword. It's this massive blade, and then he turns and says something to Kevin, and Kevin turns his bracelet, and you hear him, Paulie, yell. Oh, what is this called? Or not Kevin, pardon me, Howard. He says, "Spot the difference," and he turns into, like
Right.
a little like zipline gun thing, like a grappling hook, and he Kevin grabs it, the jock guy, and shoots it at the ceiling, and it and wraps around like a thing, and they start climbing.
Are they far enough away from the singularity?
Yeah, they do it. They like walk away before doing it. That's a good point.
Nice try.
Thank you for that.
Tricky.
And they're able to. They pull themselves out, and you hear on the Kungawa radio, Paulie. They're like they escort Kungawa out. They are like, we're not confronting these guys. They get him out. Now to everybody else, Chance and Lexi, you're just running, I presume.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's taking off her shoes. She's like,
Will and Adriana are not far behind you, and they catch up to you guys, and Will's like, the van is right around the corner.
okay, let's go.
And as you're running, Paulie, you and Justin make it to the edge of the building, and there is a ladder that goes down like 3/4 of the way. And Jameson and Rusty, are you running with them, or are you on someone's shoulder? What's the play?
Probably prop up on Mamba's shoulder. That's my usual battle strategy. So
Sure. Jameson and Mamba, you two are running, and you're about 100 feet behind, and you just pass the first one as they're coming up out of the glass, and you make it past them as they hoist themselves out. And the first one is Kevin, the jock guy, and he starts running after you. You've got maybe 40 feet on him.
oh boy.
Yeah, like uh-oh.
Any call outs or anything? What's the game plan?
Hey Mamba, you want to use your magic trick on him?
Yeah, I was gonna be like, what's? It's still pretty like late in the night, right?
Yeah, it's maybe 9 p.m.
Sure. All right. Well, then at the I'll look back just to make sure I have lock on sight, and I will do things to my bracelet to unlock my newest Brink ability, which is called Quick Shadow. So once an enemy creature is over we'll say a spot, a tile that's cast over by shadow, he must make a dexterity saving throw.
And it's a shadow you have to be touching, yes? Is that what we decided?
I thought we went with the first one where like as long as they're standing within like the same shadow, it can happen.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
if you're standing in the same stretch of shadow.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, Kevin stands up into a shadow that you are contiguous on. So I'll roll a dex saving throw. What's the DC?
16.
He succeeds.
Damn.
But Riley comes up after, or actually the Colonel, who knows you and who you think you still like, you recognize him from somewhere. You, Mamba. And you remember he had said some stuff about maybe your previous training or something when you met him the first time. He steps in. He fails. Does it keep happening?
I think so. As long as they fail, it keeps happening.
Like
So
as more people step in.
more people step in.
The shadow, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, the way that I wrote it is like up to 3 creatures at the current moment. So if
Okay,
another
so the
person
next
would step
one-
in,
The next one will be Gillian. He walks in. He succeeds. So Colonel starts sinking
yep.
into the shadow and can't wriggle free and yells out. He's like, "Don't step in the shadows." And he's like grabbing. He's like trying to. He's like breaking concrete with his hands, trying to like hoist himself out of the shadow. And does damage happen to him?
1d6, but before they take an action.
Okay, do that now. He takes 3 damage.
And then as I'm seeing the other 2 people gain on me, I just gesture over not gesture, shout at the people ahead of me, saying, "You got it? Anyone else got any bright ideas?"
Little Haddock came through there for a second.
And he's pretty pissed.
My God. Over the radio, you hear like, what's going on over there? What's happening?
G team, Colonel.
Colonel.
How far behind them how far behind is Rusty and them from me?
Like 30 feet.
Okay. And how many people are there? It's
The
like-
G team has now fully assembled on the roof.
Okay. But I mean, how many people on our squad? It's 2 running
It's
and Rusty on the
you
shoulder.
and Justin are at the ladder.
Yeah.
And then 30 feet back are Mamba, Rusty, and Jameson. And then 30 feet back from that are the G team.
Okay, gotcha.
Will is like, "Do you need backup?"
What?
Aren't we like Lexi and Chance are like way ahead, right?
Like a
Yeah.
block away.
Yeah, like there.
Um,
Yeah,
Ground.
they're gone.
No, we're good.
So wait, what is it that we're standing on exactly? Can you like?
Yes,
we're
you're
standing
on like
over-
the thin catwalk in between a ledge that has like a 3-foot guard concrete thing and the glass of the dome. You're on that thin concrete catwalk in between the two, running towards the edge, like the edge on the other side, which contains a ladder.
Right. And you said Kevin is the one behind us.
Kevin
like,
is
leading-
closest.
leading
They're
the
they're
pack?
all outside, right?
Yeah, everybody's
Yeah.
outside.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try something a little crazy then. I'm gonna lock eyes with Kevin, who is probably looking at us chasing.
Yeah.
Turn my bracelet and say, "Modern Prometheus."
Sweet. He makes a saving throw, yes?
Intelligence against 15.
He got a 14.
He fails. So we swap consciousness.
Yeah, we have not talked about what happens if this happens to a Brink user. Probably you can use his Brink, I would say. But you instantly, like, mind transfer jutsu, like, you are swapped. And yeah, you gain knowledge of what his Brink is. Because intrinsically, when you are embodying someone's spirit, that's how you know what a Brink ability is. So I'll
Right.
tell you.
He will know, but he'll know Rusty's as well.
Yes. That is correct.
I think that's pretty clear from the
Kevin's-
swap.
But he'll know everything about it, basically.
Yeah.
Which means you get to know everything about him. Kevin, Brink ability, Devil's Advocate. Doing things that most people would deem bad or evil gives Kevin power, relative to how bad the thing is that he does culturally. He activates his Brink, does the terrible shit, and then must exhaust that power before canceling his Brink, else he faces dire consequences. So you'll remember that the first time you fought him, he called his mom and told her that he hated her, and then got a massive power up.
Dick. I love my mom.
So that is his Brink ability.
Remind me what it's called again?
Devil's Advocate.
Okay, so I'm going to try, like, I don't know how jarring the swap is, but I'm going to try my best to pretend to keep running, but maybe just at like a slower pace,
Okay.
to kind of lag the party behind me, if that's possible.
Okay.
But then I'm going to turn my bracelet, say devil's advocate, and as I'm running, I'm just going to start stripping.
You revealed this handsome.
He's just extremely attractive.
No,
Actually, really hairy.
he's like this 22-year-old just like football jock. He's just like ripped. So you like pull the shirt off, and yeah, he has tons of hair, just like tons of body hair, but he's like jacked. You're just like
Weird
pulling his
combo.
clothes off, and Kyoko, the shorter girl behind him, is like, you've got him down to his skivvies. Are we going all the way? Is this man naked?
I mean, the more socially faux pas, the better, I guess.
Yeah.
right?
So he pulls the tighty whities off, and you feel like a surge of power through you.
All right.
And then like the other members of G Team don't even like Kyoko thinks it's funny, but the rest of them are like, this is normal.
This is what he does?
This is par for the course. He does whack shit.
So when you say power, what do you mean? I'm just curious.
You feel physically power, like you can run faster, jump higher. I don't need your
Jump
hand. I
higher.
don't need your handouts, man. I'm an adult.
those high?
No, I was quoting
Come
the
on,
Lonely
you
See
Island.
my
Hi.
dad? This is a cell phone.
Thank you, Bobby.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, then I'm gonna use this power to disturb some shit. I want the G Team to not be following us anymore. So I'm just gonna turn around, and whoever is right behind me, going off the balcony.
Great. Kyoko's right behind you. Roll strength,
Okay.
and she'll roll against you. She's like 4'8".
Do you have a different strength though?
Yes. Roll d20 and add.
Probably high for a jock.
You add 5, and then because you're in the powered up state, add. I don't know. Getting naked is starting to lessen as an effect because he uses it so often. So
Diminishing returns. You
add
see?
add
He's
7 to your strength roll.
He's an exhibitionist. Okay, so 20 then.
7
12.
total. Yeah. She got an 18.
Oh,
You grab this short woman and just lob her off the fucking balcony. And Howard, who has transformed back into a human now, is like, what the fuck, man? And Kyoko is hurtling to her death. But as she is doing so, she's like, you son of a bitch! And she grabs her bracelet and turns it and says, I have been waiting to use this Brink idea for like over a year, but it didn't
Excellent.
feel right in campaign 2. And this is a good moment to use it. She says, white elephant gift exchange.
Danny's reaction to that was.
What did Danny do?
He physically recoiled like it was disgusting.
No, it was a confusion. Like what?
White elephant gift exchanges. Do you guys know what this is?
Yes.
Yes.
It's that thing where it's like a Christmas tradition where you like bring in a bunch of gifts and then swap them, and like you get a random one or whatever.
yeah.
It has a
one
lot of
your
different
turn.
names.
You pick a gift from
Right.
like the middle, and then and the next person can either take it or take another gift from the middle, and it goes down the line until all the presents are
Yeah.
in front of people.
It has different, more culturally insensitive names in different parts of the U.S.
Oh, good. I didn't know that.
Jameson, Rusty, Mamba, Kevin, Howard, Gillian, Riley, the Colonel, Paulie, and Justin. All of you, please pick a number between 1 and 10 just in your minds.
Oh, God. Okay.
Or actually, just roll a d10. That's easiest.
What if they have the same number?
I'll figure it out.
Okay.
Or actually, I can just do it this way.
Sort them in a random list.
Yeah, exactly.
The power of spreadsheets.
I don't have time to think about this.
We all swapping positions. Kind of wild.
Okay. Polly, you suddenly feel you have the ability to move in and out of shadows. Rusty, you in Kevin's body now feel you have the ability to create Facades Doorman.
Oh, good God.
Riley's ability. Howard, I won't tell you what Howard has. And there should be 10 of them. No? Who did I miss? Has anybody
Justin?
not gotten something? Jameson. Justin and Jameson swap.
Mamba?
Oh, Mamba, you get... Sorry, it's the other way around as well. So, Mamba, you get Polly's.
Oh.
So you have each other's brinks at random. It's just a random swap. Everybody in a certain radius just all swap brinks randomly. It's just pure chaos. It's like not a useful ability. It's just like pure chaos. Yeah, I guess everybody roll. I don't know. Well, Kyoko falls to her death. She falls and she has the lowest health of anybody on the team by a lot. And she
It was what,
takes
60 feet?
She falls 60 feet. How did we calc that before? D10 per 10 feet, wasn't it?
Only 60 feet to the roof.
I think it's D6 per 10 feet is the 5e rules.
1d6 for every 10 feet.
66?
Roll 10d6.
66.
66.
It's a good-
66.
It's a good thing I wasn't in that radius, otherwise they could have yoinked the,
Yeah.
Oh my
the
god.
thing back.
She does not die, but she is immobilized completely on the ground. And just blood seeping out of her body, and she's slowly dying. And the brink stays. You're all swapped. So we're gonna roll initiative, I guess.
Becky?
Wild.
Do I use Kevin's initiative?
Use your own.
Okay.
Vince and I over here like, we're getting in the van, baby.
And Rusty.
Like your suit.
12.
Yeah, sorry, Chance and Lexi. There's not gonna be a whole lot to do. I apologize.
No, this is cool.
Polly,
18.
I'm having a snack.
Get one after.
Mamba,
Yeah, 17.
okay,
How much time do you think would have transpired in the time that
10 seconds.
Okay, all of that happened in 10 seconds?
Yeah,
Okay, I have 50 more seconds then, which I
Okay.
guess would be how many seconds is a turn?
6 seconds. So you have just under 9.
Yeah, we'll say. Do you want to round down or round up?
We'll round down 8 turns.
Okay.
Okay. We're starting off with Polly, who has
Wouldn't
Mamba's
that give him
break.
more power as well, by the way? Pushing somebody off of a ledge?
That's a pretty
Yeah,
socially
it-
faux pas thing to do.
Yes,
Faux pas.
but it is one action. Like the first action he does after brink activation is the thing that chooses his like power level.
Okay.
Plus the brink swap.
Oh, true. You don't have the benefits of it anymore. Somebody else has it now. Whose ability did you get, Rusty? You got so Riley has Kevin's benefits.
I have Facades Dormant.
Oh,
Okay.
it's you swap like two people swap brinks.
Yeah.
at
Together.
random.
Yeah.
Oh, so they're just everyone's paired. Okay.
Yes, exactly.
I thought you were doing like a.
Full shuffle.
No. I had a list of 10,
That's
and
much
then I
simpler.
shuffled it into a different order, and then I paired them 10 with 1, 9 with 2, 8 with 3, etc.
Got it. Now I understand. I was like, this is gonna be a mess.
So up first is Polly. Polly, what's the haps?
Okay. Paulie is very overwhelmed with the concept of a new brink because he already had one and he was overwhelmed with that, and then he got another one and he was like afraid to use it. Now there's this one and he's like, no, I'm not touching that with a 1,000-foot pole. So, he's
So
just
it's
gonna-
worth mentioning you can still escape. Like, you don't have to engage necessarily.
Yeah. I mean, I saw one of them go over the edge, so Paulie's just gonna try to slide down the ladder. No rungs or anything, just like doing the thing where you grab the sides
Dark
and
Souls.
slide down. Yeah.
Yeah, you're able to, no problem.
Okay.
That's not action. That's movement, IMO.
True.
And it doesn't feel like that would take much movement. Because
Okay.
you're just sliding down a thing. I don't know. We'll say that takes half your movement speed.
Okay. I think I'm just gonna keep running.
Okay. How much further can you run?
20 more feet.
And then if you use dash as an action, you get your movement speed again, right?
You could do that. You could take another 40.
True. I could always dash later. I'm not trying to get too far ahead of everybody in case I need to help.
Okay. That is your turn. Let's go to Mamba.
Yeah. So they're all up on that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'll just do the same thing as good old Paulie here then.
You're able to make it to the ladder on your turn.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Paulie's had an idea, but he realized it's not his brink anymore.
No, it's not my turn anymore.
Do you want to go back and do an action?
Can I?
Yeah, I mean, nothing has happened since
Can
then.
I get to Kyoko?
You can get 10 feet away from her. If you dash, you can make it to her.
Okay.
But then no action.
I'd like to dash.
Okay.
And you said she's like dying, right?
She's like incapacitated on the ground.
Is she conscious?
Yes.
Okay. I will tell her, get rid of that shit you did, and I'll stabilize you.
I like being like this.
Paulie is thoroughly disgusted and like takes a step back.
Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Who did she get?
What was that, Lexi?
Whose brink did she get? Or just
She
hers
does not swap.
Oh, okay.
She is outside the swapping because she's in control of it. I mean, it's random. She doesn't control who gets what.
Right.
Or does she? Not in this format, at least. Mamba.
Yep. I'm at.
So you can make it to the ladder and no further, unless you dash, in which case you can go down.
Do you not forget that you have a consciousness swapped rat on your shoulder?
Oh yeah, as you are running, that's actually fair. I feel like, but he doesn't. Does he know? Would Mamba know?
Unless
guess I
the
didn't
rat
say
opened his mouth, I don't think that he would like
Well,
outwardly know.
You did all share your abilities. You did all share your abilities back in Will's office, and you
Sure.
heard him activate. So somebody else is in the rat. Mamba would know that. There is somebody else in the rat's body right now. But keep in mind, Rusty has to go back at some point.
That's what I'm
true.
saying. Like,
Just grab the rat.
Just
I
hold
mean,
him,
he's
twist it.
on my shoulder. I'm
you
Just
taking
like
him with
hold
me.
it like this.
If you
Like,
die in the
And
rat,
move
you
his
die in
little
real
paws.
life.
I grapple the rat.
yeah.
We haven't really discussed the consequences. Of
I
that,
believe the way I have interpreted it. Do you want me to say, or would you want to just find out?
Oh no.
but let's find out.
Okay.
More fun that way.
Grapple the rat.
Okay.
Head on over to the fire escape and a dash. Right. That's
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
the-
able to down, and you're at the bottom of the ladder.
Can I see Paulie and what's her face?
They're
in the
around the corner, so not right now.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
It's tough. I know people want battle maps for S&D, but we do so much stuff, and I can't.
No,
Um, But
no,
I know.
it-
I'm just saying I would love to have that for this. I have such a
You
clear
saying
picture
you
of
don't
all of
have
these
a
things.
prepared map for running across rooftops, going down ladders, and going around street corners into vans?
I
That's
don't. It
pretty
is
pathetic.
it's a valid
That's
ask
really
though.
pathetic.
If we were in person, I would invest. Like if we only did in-person sessions, I would invest in doing like tabletop stuff. But digitally, it just doesn't have the same thrill to me. And
Gotta
it's
get 3D
really
models.
time-consuming.
Yeah.
Anyway, Mamba, is that your turn? I guess it must be.
I guess. Yeah.
If you dashed, yeah.
Yeah.
It is Jameson and Justin's turn. Justin's just gonna teleport. Or no, Jameson teleports. And now Jameson is suddenly like really shifty. He's like, "Hey, get the fuck out of here!" And he like is, and he can teleport twice in one turn. And he is going to teleport to the edge of the building and then as far as he can see. And suddenly, as this happens, Jameson does this, and then Justin feels like. And then Justin's like, huh, and Justin starts teleporting.
Ah, so certain radius.
First of all, this song fucking rocks.
Oh yeah.
Baby, baby. Heard that so much that I'm like, oh, da-da-da-da. There's no English words here. It's just going da-da-da-da-da.
Is that something that they would like to relay?
Jameson calls out. He's like, I got my scythe back. And they're maybe 100 feet away from you guys in the opposite direction, heading south.
Gotcha.
Sort of.
Sort of?
Are they?
What do you mean?
We're heading toward Lexi and Chance.
No, they're just booking it south.
Oh, okay.
They went out like the side, just out the like go. They're
Okay.
not trying to get anywhere, just out the fucking away.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's their turn, and we'll go now to Rusty.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't
in Kevin's
realize.
body with Riley's brink.
Remind me what Facade's doorman does again.
Yeah, Facade's doorman. You just
would
are
know
learning all
everything
the
about-
stuff.
You
Yeah,
would
does he
know
get to
everything
learn
about Riley,
the
even
more
beyond
advanced-
Facade's doorman?
Anything advanced about it as well?
Facade's doorman. Riley can create a duplicated version in everything in a mile radius surrounding him. Animals, plants, etc. are copied and do not hurt the originals when harmed, but humans specifically are different. There is no copy, only brink-sensitive people are pulled in to Facade's doorman. Brink-sensitive individuals are instantly inside of it and not on the real world, ? And the ability becomes less efficacious towards the edges. There's sort of like bending, liminal bending towards the edges. And he is able, with an upgraded version, to like make a singular version of it really quick to like disappear.
Oh, well, that's what I want to do.
It is called it's called Facade's doorman back entrance.
It's gonna take a lot of energy.
Not well. You got this. Is just like this one is like quick and dirty.
That's what I do then. Knowing that, I burn the bracelet and I say Facade's doorman back entrance.
It literally makes a copy only where you are, just in like a 4-foot radius around you, and you gather that no one can see you anymore or
Okay.
interact with you. You are like you are gone. It's not just invisible.
Okay. Then I kind of just book it in the direction of...
The one downside is you also can't see them. Like you're
Right.
in a different reality, basically.
Right.
But yeah, you can book it for the ladder.
Sure.
You can make it to the ladder, but no further.
Right. And I use my action, so no dash. So that'll be my turn.
Sweet. It is now the enemy's turn. Yeah. Lot to do here.
Oh boy.
Okay, Gillian has Colonel's power. Gillian is going to turn his bracelet and say 1,000 flames, and his body erupts into flames. He jumps off the building and lands next to... Or he lands like 10 feet away from Kyoko and Polly. And he is going to walk up and attempt to hit Polly. That is a miss for sure. So he swings with his like flaming fist and misses you, Polly. He's gonna stay planted. We'll do Colonel next. Colonel has Gillian's ability. He is
Colonel's in the shadow.
Yeah, he's
yes.
got to make
Colonel
that
is stuck. He makes a
dexterity
dex
saving
save.
throw.
Fail again.
Take
he
1d6
takes another
damage.
d6.
Thank you.
4 more damage.
Listen to this
He-
DM being on top of these custom abilities, huh?
Yeah.
Look at that.
He also doesn't understand Gillian's ability. It's far too confusing. He's like overwhelmed with information. There's just like so many clauses and if-thens going on in his brain. He's like bleeding out of his nose. Not the smartest man. Riley, who has Rusty's ability.
Oh no.
They've already swapped once.
How many times
no.
can you use it per? Well, but the ability, like, he can use it if he wants.
We didn't actually discuss how many times, but I figured it would only be like one per long rest.
I think one per long rest is fair, but given that he's like a different person, I'm gonna say that he can use its charge also,
Right.
Because it's his brink energy. He's gonna swap with Gillian willingly. So now he's inside Gillian's body with the Colonel's ability, and he's gonna swing at Polly again.
Oh.
That's some bullshit.
That's a hit for sure. This is I'm metagaming hard right now. How can I use their abilities like the smartest way?
Yeah.
It's more than 18.
20.
Okay.
Not Nat.
Yes, Doom Zero there was.
You take 14 damage.
Okay.
Can you make a strength saving throw for me, please?
Uh-huh. Okay, that is a 7.
Yeah, if somebody got Gillian's brink, they would have it. Like, no questions asked. It was a true random. I did not futz it in any way. What did you get? 7?
Yes.
You are blown back 15 feet, and you take 5 more damage, and you land prone.
Okay.
Damn.
After them, who hasn't gone? Howard. Howard has Kevin's ability from. Okay. Howard is going to. He's too stupid. He's just he's a stupid boy. He's just gonna run towards the ladder. And Kevin, who is on Mamba's shoulder as Rusty, has Howard's ability.
In hands now, I guess.
He is gonna turn his bracelet and say,
Well, can he?
How is he gonna turn his bracelet when he's grappled?
I don't know. He's gonna roll a strength save to do that against you. Roll a strength.
That's fine. 1 second.
Beat Rusty. What is your strength save modifier?
-1.
Okay, beat a 16 with a plain strength throw. Mamba.
I cannot, apparently.
Okay.
This rat just pries his way out.
just his hands. Just his hands.
It just feels really weird to have the rat hands come up.
He turns the bracelet and says, "Spot the difference, sea urchin."
Ooh.
And he turns into a sea urchin in your hand, and you grasp into sea urchin spines.
Ow.
But it's dead. He can't turn into living objects, it seems. So it's not live. So there's no like toxin.
That's how it works. Sure, yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's fine.
Still
to know.
hurts like a motherfucker.
We'll say you
The
take.
venom stops existing when they die,
Yeah,
for sure.
duh.
Yeah. It's,
You take
Inactive.
7 damage and roll a strength save with disadvantage not to drop.
Oh. $13.
Yeah, you are able to hold it if you want to.
I guess. I'll hold it
Now, luckily,
reluctantly,
he can only,
but like
he
that's
can only
still.
change it to things like similar to his size, luckily. Otherwise, I would have just been like, freight train. Empire State Building.
So wait, so since he's turned into that object, can he not like react or like speak or?
Correct.
Okay.
He's an inanimate object.
For a certain amount of time.
Yeah. Okay, that's all of their turns, I believe. So we loop back now to Polly.
Okay,
Who is prone?
I am on the ground.
You get knocked 15 feet away from the van or towards the van?
Away.
Dang.
Okay.
Well, the van is like a block in the other direction. But he got 15 feet knocked away from the baddies. I'll tell you that.
Lexi and Chance just sitting in the van, silently twiddling their thumbs.
Well, you and Will and Adriana have now gotten in the van, and Will's like, I think getting the object as far away from here is more important, especially they sound like they're on the way. So, or they're at least running away, so we should go.
Will somebody pick them up?
Okay.
Yeah, I can call in a car.
Dude, I don't want to just leave them behind.
Yeah, but we need to go. The object is more important.
Don't worry, it's safe with Chance, surprisingly.
The van takes off northbound, just going.
Flick you in the side of the head.
Ow! Okay, maybe I deserve that.
And
said
he
it was
calls
safe with
in
you.
some like cars to like go get them. And Polly, what's your play?
Okay. Feeling a sense of urgency from just getting punched 15 feet into the air. Ollie's gonna do his best attempt at Mamba's brink.
Okay.
And
I'll let Mamba handle the specifics of like how it works when you use it.
he sent it to me already.
Yeah, we
Kidding.
traded. Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to use it on Kyoko, who is on the ground, in the hopes
Okay.
that this chaos can come to an end.
Okay.
So she must make a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, she
Of
fails.
16.
No, no way.
Okay, she's not feeling
No-
very
no
dexterous
need to
right
roll.
now. So she sinks a foot into the pool and suffers 1d6 damage for the next time that right before she's about to make an action, or I guess.
I just do it right now.
Okay.
It kills her.
She
Okay.
sinks into the shadow pool.
She what? Oh, does she just like if you die? Can we say?
Yes, yes,
Can we
it's a-
retcon that if you die from the shadow pool, you're gone? Like you're
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
Vaporized from existence.
You are into the shadow realm. You
Banish
are into
her
nothing.
to the shadow
Only Mama can
realm.
pop down in the shadows and be like, there they are.
So yeah, she sinks and disappears, and all of the brinks, and it's jarring when the brink comes back to you.
Just got
And-
a corpse closet in the shadow realm somewhere. This is where I keep
Rusty-
the bodies.
Rusty returns to its sea urchin.
Well, Rusty's still in.
In cabin.
I would say this breaks concentration. Right? You
Yeah.
swap.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say you're going back.
I feel like concentration was probably broken about 4 turns ago.
I was
but, you
curious.
know,
I was
yeah.
curious if there was a manual way to do it anyway.
There would be. Yeah, you can always swap back whenever you want.
Okay.
So you go back and instantly morph back into a rat, and you vomit, like instantly vomit.
Right on Mamba's
Oh,
hand.
right out of
Which
my
also
hand.
somebody in the YouTube comments or something said that like rats don't throw up apparently. And so they said like whatever happened last time that made you throw up, it was just so jarring that it overwrote your biology and you threw up. But I don't know, he throws up.
I think that would happen in this instance. Yeah.
Yes, it was this individual. Words Mythologic said, yeah, that you can. Well, he's throwing up. You throw up.
I let go of them because I
Magical
threw up
talking
out of my
rat.
hand.
All right.
What?
Sea
So
urchin spines? That's fine. Little
It's
rodent
actually the
vomit?
same
Ugh.
with, probably true with most small animals, because like bunnies can't either.
Really? Interesting. I wonder why
why-
that's not a function.
Never seen a
And then they
bunny
groom
throw up.
themselves, so they can't cough up any hairballs, and they groom themselves, and all their hair gets stuck in their stomach, and then you have to come to the hospital, or they'll die in like a
Stupid
day.
fucking animals.
So bunnies are not good at staying alive. They're good at
Dumbos.
replicating. That's it.
Hey, that's one way to survive.
Yeah.
Balances out.
Okay, you've all got your brinks back
I'm
in your
gonna
minds.
I'm gonna use the remainder, the second half of my movement of standing up and getting prone to move 20 feet towards whatever direction I need to be running to escape.
Sure. You are able to get 20 feet away. It is now Mamba's turn.
I'm gonna pick the rat back up. Are you okay?
no. Do you know what I've been through in like 30 seconds?
No, that'll have to wait. I'm sorry. I'll put you in the back of my shoulder, and then we'll make a straight dash. Actually, we'll kind of rendezvous over with Paulie because I heard him get his ass kicked over the corner. So we'll group up with Paulie and then
All right.
we'll.
You're able to. So the three of you are now 35 feet away from Gillian.
Okay.
Would you like to take an action, Mamba?
Not right now.
So it is Jameson and Justin's, and they just keep running. And
Safe
it
to
is
say
Rusty's
they fled
turn.
the battle, you think?
Yeah, they're gone. Rusty, it's your turn.
Am I close enough to hop over to Paulie's shoulder from here?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna do that, and I will use my medicinal knowledge to heal. I'm gonna use 3d8s.
Nice.
Can I advise or no?
What do you mean?
Sure.
Like, am I allowed to help him to make a better decision here, or does he just need to do what he wants to
Your
do?
turn sucks. I have a better one.
It is not your turn, so I would say he's just going to do it.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I'll do it. Actually, I'm gonna use 4. I roll and then I half the number, and that's how much you get healed. So, you get healed for 10. And I think that our plan is to get away, so that's all I'm gonna do.
Okay. It is the enemy's turn. Gillian's going to power up.
It's almost like a Dragon Ball Z episode.
He turns his bracelet again. And, well, he's actually still... I haven't really...
He'd be on fire, now it's burning him.
The fire instantly goes out.
Okay.
Oh, that'd be really funny.
Yeah.
Singes his eyebrows a little bit.
There are street lights worth mentioning. That's how Mamba was able to use his ability as well. He says, "Quiet Thief, Liberation of Shadow." And a second Gillian pulls itself out of the ground. And
I don't like what this means for Vero.
how could we? The two of them run up, and they attempt to. One attempts to hit Mamba. One attempts to hit Paulie, and they are using knives.
Knife.
That's a crit on Mamba, and a miss on Paulie. You take 12 damage, Mamba.
Okay.
Just from this like exact copy of Gillian. It had other interesting things, but I didn't want to ask Danny for the details before I revealed that he had it. So now, Danny, if you could send me Liberation of Shadow at some point in the next couple weeks, that would be great.
Yeah.
And also, Dangerous, if you could send me Foul Play, that would be nice too.
Sure.
So sad.
And that is their turn. Riley, who is at the top. He's still on the balcony. He's just running towards the ladder. Howard is at the ladder. He descends. And Kyoko is dead. Kevin is so discombobulated that he can't do anything. But at the end of their turn, something strange happens. You hear a voice suddenly from beside where Gillian just was, and suddenly Dr. Rel appears. Like, she grows to size, and she's like, guys! And Gillian turns, and she's like, you don't need them! And he's like, do I know you? And she's like, I have a solution to the missing piece. And he's like, what are you talking about? And she goes, the device. You don't need the thing. I have theorized and developed a solution to your imperfect device, and I want to see it work. And he's like, how can I trust you? And she just like, she's like, she picks up like a nail from the ground and just like jams it in her side. She's like, is this evidence enough? And he's like, weirdly, yes. And they're both gonna disengage, both copies. And Mamba and Polly and Rusty all get attacks of opportunity on either, just on one of them. Would you like to take them?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like taken aback by like everything else, but like, yeah,
I can't use it on Dr. Rel.
No, the attack of opportunity is on the creature leaving your space.
Yeah.
But I thought they were both. Oh, it's only Gillian disengaging.
It's Gillian and his copy.
Can we shoot Dr. Rel with a gun?
I will say
Gun
that
magic.
Jameson and Justin do hear this, and they're like, should we come back?
I don't know what's happening. Some shit's about to go down.
So Paulie, your attack.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll just punch him in the back of the head with my brass knuckles.
Sure.
Ooh, a 20.
That hits.
Natural
That was
20.
really good timing with the music, by the way.
Was it Nat?
Yeah.
You
What?
punched him in the back of the head, and you never see it coming.
So this is 2d6 now. 5 and 5 is 10 plus strength. 13, 16 damage.
Nice.
A hell of a punch.
He staggers and keeps running. Rusty, your attack.
Chomp.
Chomp. You have to get over to him to do it.
Oh, okay. I'll pass then.
Okay. Mamba.
we'll try to swing with the old machete
Yeah.
to a 6. So I believe I miss with the machete.
Yes.
Wait,
Yes.
he has to move for an attack of opportunity?
Well, Rusty has to get to him physically. Because, like, Mamba can swing a sword. Rusty can't extend his jaw 5 feet.
Fair.
If Rusty were on the ground, I'd say no problem. But you would have to, like, get down and go over to his ankles, which I think is fine, but you'd have to get off him to do it.
Right. Yeah, I'll pass then.
Okay. So, you get these attacks and they start running. What do you guys... I mean, it is now Polly's turn. Technically, you're still in combat.
How far away is Dr. Rel?
30 feet.
Okay. I am going to try to bring her to me with gravity schmavity.
Okay. She makes a saving throw, yeah?
Yes, against 12.
Right. What's the modifier?
Wisdom.
$17.
All right. Nothing happened.
Okay.
She's smart enough to know that gravity doesn't work that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's the hard combo or the hard counter to Polly's Brink. Just like that doesn't.
That's
not how it
not a
works.
real thing.
I refused. It's the
made that
Republican
up.
approach. I refuse to believe this. Uh-oh. Getting political. It's almost also the Democrat approach. Basically just the American governmental approach, to be fair.
Yeah.
There you go. Very American. No. No.
No. Okay, Polly, is that your turn?
I guess I'm going to just continue to try to escape and run 40 feet away.
Okay.
That opportunity.
Mamba.
Yeah, I'm gonna radio in and just say that our enemies are disengaging for some reason, and It'd be low if we can get a a nice pickup,
Sure.
so we don't have to run like every 6 seconds. So.
Yeah, we'll say you're all able to disengage,
Okay.
if that's the sort of plan. Everybody's able to sort of separate. And you see Gillian run off with Dr. Rel, and the duplicate disappears into the ground, and they run off northbound. And as you run for a while, you meet up with Jameson and Justin, and there's a car waiting for you. And you all pile in, and Jameson is just like, is there a DEF CON worse than the one that we're at?
Was she telling the truth that you can do it without the thing that we just spent $50 million on?
I don't know. She's like the smartest person I've ever met, so maybe?
Will we get a refund?
And that is where we will end episode 7 of campaign 3 of Speedrunners and Dragons.
We get a refund.
Can we get a refund?
That's a
What
mood right
will
there.
happen next time? I can tell you, next episode is one you will not want to miss. This is next episode is when shit is gonna hit the fan. That's your preface for next episode.
As if it didn't this time.
Oh, you have no idea. You have no idea what is coming. I would like to say great job to all the players, first of all. Everybody did great. A special kudos to Lexi and Chance on a tremendous job well done RPing the exchange. A quick announcement, everybody, on YouTube and on Twitch. We are taking a brief break. This is our mid-season break. If you think about it, the previous 2 campaigns, like I said, are always about 12 or 13 episodes. We're coming up on episode 8. So we're going to take a brief break, and then we're going to power through the end of it. So lots of us are going out of town and various things. So we will be back on September 19th. September 19th is tentatively our next episode. If it's not that day, it'll be someday around that time. But that is our tentative next episode date. So about a month from now, we will get back to episode 8. This would be a great opportunity to revisit campaign 2 in the meantime and brush up on some of those old brinks, because who knows what we're going to see. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. Let's get right into plugs. Let's start with Danny B.
Hello, I'm Danny B. And I play Ocarina of Time. I just got my first PB in the All Dungeons category that I've been grinding in like 3 years, so that's been really cool. I'm going to continue to push, going for 2nd place right now. That's what I got going on.
Sweet. Blacktastic. Bobby.
That's right. Name's Bobby, but you can find me at the Blacktastic on every social media platform. I actually just took the Blacktastic on TikTok today.
Pog?
So that managed to free up, which is
Congratulations
incredible.
on clock
Doing a lot of speed
application.
runs of Castlevania. We're doing a lot of Metroidvania games. Handheld Castlevania games. Shoot for world record in some of them. If you like any of those Metroidvania vibes, make sure to come over to my channel Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern. Just not this week because I have jury duty.
He is serving his country in the way none of us want to.
Right.
Dangers.
Hi, twitch.tv/dangers. Dangers_TV almost everywhere else. I'm currently grinding World Peace for Super Mario Odyssey, but I do all sorts of Mario speedrunning content. So
He's serving the Mario country.
that's right.
Or the Mario countries,
The
I guess.
Mushroom
is
Kingdom.
Well, there's lots of kingdoms. New Donk is one we talk about on this show quite a bit.
Just take me full.
I just did before. I give myself 2 days. Okay.
Okay.
Yay.
Yeah.
We had to get one. Patty?
I am a variety streamer, and that is the true definition of the word. Yesterday, I played Slay the Spire and watched an hour-long video where a British dude ranked every 3D Zelda dungeon, and we gambled on what ranking we thought that he would give them. Dude has some weird opinions, so I do all kinds of stuff. Tonight, I'm probably going to be playing some N64 games from my parents' basement.
Oh, nice.
check it
Word
out.
and Foo.
Hi, you should be watching Fatal, which is happening all week. I have interviews today except Wednesday. I'll be hosting tomorrow. Be fun. So that's pretty cool. Good event. Lovely. All kinds of good stuff. Oh, and there's a prize segment I'm in on Wednesday. Yeah. So cheesy. It's great. It was super fun. Yeah, usually I play a lot of Nintendo games stuff. run a little bit. Blade, very long game, but and I'm gonna be in LA for a few days, so I'll be off for a little bit.
Word.
Now with ADEF.
That's true. That's where I live. That's my name. On the ADEF channel this week, we will be doing more Ironmon, but also there's a Pokemon Emerald challenge that I got closer to completing last week. The all gold symbols in the Battle Frontier. I got another gold last week, which means I'm 1 away from having all 7, which has been a goal I've wanted to accomplish since I was a child. So this is a big one. We're very close. Ocarina of Time Bingo is back as a mainstay. Perhaps other RTA categories soon to come. But yeah, that's it. Please subscribe to the Speedrunners and Dragons YouTube page and be on the lookout for potential exciting announcements. You look at this finger. Exciting S&D announcements to come in the coming weeks, potentially on our next episode or around that date. Everybody look forward to that, and we will be rating Games Done Quick. Please go watch Flame Fatales 2022, an excellent speedrunning charity marathon featuring all women speedrunners. Very worth your time. Yes, Malala Fund, an excellent charity combating violence against women around the world, and education, right? Okay, well, one could argue that raising education combats violence, so I stand by my
absolutely, totally.
Anyway, it's a great
Well, I'm
charity.
still right. So
I think the white man in the room is
We literally
correct
talk
on
about
this
it all
one.
the time. It's an international
one?
nonprofit organization advocating for women's education around the world.
See you, Betty.
Anyway, go check them out.
Good.
Donate. It's a great cause, and check out the amazing speedruns all week long. The schedule is fantastic. And we will see you on September 19th for the next episode. Everybody be well.